I psyched him out. One. We're already live. Welcome, everyone, to Blood in the Bayou, a Vampire the Masquerade V5 live play. And, of course, I like to mess with my players. So, hopefully everybody heard the lovely mature audience's content warning. If you didn't, mature content, it's here. They're monsters. Do bad things. It's not the players. It's the monsters. It's the characters. There we go. Content warning. I will read this. This is a mature audience's live show. That means we're going to deal with tough topics. We're portraying vampires who have left their human lives behind. Expect that they're going to make bad decisions and deal with difficult themes meant for an adult audience. These themes may include, but are not limited to, body horror, murder, gore, extreme emotional situations, and graphic images. Remember to not hold these actions against the player, just the character. And we already have a stretch redeem, but I'm going to substitute that with rum. So, hopefully everybody is doing well. This is our bi-weekly Bloody Thursdays Vampire the Masquerade. Every other Thursday you will see Blood on the Clock Tower here on roughly this time on same bat channel. Pixie, Matt, did you guys have anything you want to talk about before we jumped in? Yes. Jason from Critical Dice is a big honking dude that likes to hit things. He also likes to sell you dice.
Save you guys money. The first
one can't hear the players, by the way.
Oh no!
Remember how I told you I was going to mute you guys?
No, I don't remember.
I muted you guys, and then
you didn't unmute.
Didn't do the unmute. Thank you, everybody. This is coming to season 1, episode 1. I hope you liked episode 0 because that's probably the best we're going to fucking do tonight. So, welcome to the party. Matt, would you like to do that from the top, sir?
Hell yeah. Critical Dice. He's one of Sway's teammates. That's the word, not opponent. That's not correct. One of his teammates on PvP. You know him as Jason playing Gath, and he has an amazing store, Critical Dice, and they are friends of the channel, and they are sponsoring the channel as a whole, and we have 2 deals for you because we like to save you guys money. The first is on their subscription service. You get monthly boxes filled with dice, pins, shirts, I think hats, D&D miscellany. You get there are 2 options, a regular and an extra large for $6.99 and $12.99. And if you use the code REPRPG, that is REPRPG, you get 50% off of your first box of that subscription. It's a great fucking deal.
I think it's just the dice for the small one. I think it's just dice.
Maybe. The info is on
He has different boxes that have
go find
like
out.
the actual,
Yes. And then also we have an affiliate link, which was posted in the chat, and that will get you 20% off of all of your purchase other than subscriptions. So anything that is not a subscription, you get 20% off of your entire purchase, which again, on his store, he sells dice, pins, t-shirts, hats, I think even mugs, anything and everything D&D related.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. And whenever you're buying Click Clack Math Rocks, for you and all of your Dice Goblin friends, that can save you a lot of money. So be sure to use our affiliate link to be able to save yourself some money. That's it.
So Wolfie said that they just noticed that our clans are on the squares now.
Yeah, they are.
So big shout out to Pixie for hooking us up with this lovely overlays. Her wonderful, awesome self. And
keep going, it's fine.
And she's wonderful and awesome and pretty.
Yeah, so I thought.
You guys will also probably see some friends of the stream come in here in a little bit, and the little emblems on we actually completely stole that from them. But
we did not.
We did not. But we saw it, we liked it, we've seen it on a couple other streams and really like the way it looks, and it cleaned up the image a lot, so we decided to go with that. We're still building, so there's going to be changes every episode for a little bit. So appreciate you guys being there while we have our storyteller, that loser, muting his entire stream besides him. And, not embracing one of his players in session 0. But it's good because they're
And trying to ghoul another one. Trying to fucking ghoul David.
Yeah, a little bit. That would have been funny if it worked out that way. We're like, haha, you thought. Borrow commandeer. Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in and sink our fangs into episode 1, season 1 of Blood in the Bayou. And we're gonna start off with introductions if we want to go clockwise, starting with Pixie there. Pixie, who are you and what are you playing tonight?
Thank you. I'm Caitlin, also known on the internet as Pixie. On board with that. I'll answer either. And I am playing Siren, a shortly to be turned Toreador. Meg.
I'm Meg. I'm playing Jem, a Malkavian.
David. They see them in a different order than Sway does.
Yeah, I'm fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Great. Hey, everybody. I'm David. I'm playing as an Ventru.
And I'm Matthew, and I'm playing Jace Tremere.
Yes. And apparently my internet is connecting to chat again, so lovely times.
What fun.
What fun. It should be good, I believe.
Yeah.
But
So fun.
Listen, good storytelling supersedes bad tech.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It absolutely does.
0 drop frame, so it's just the Twitch, actually, the channel itself. So now we're going to I'm just going to pay attention to OBS, because if not, I will mess up the order that everyone else sees. So we're going to go ahead and kind of do a little bit of a recap of last episode. It was a session 0, so everything is a little bit hazy for everyone involved. So if there are changes to happen, there are changes that will happen. So on last episode, we embraced the majority of our characters in a variety of ways. Addison found out that a one-night partner of his, a one-night lover, that he thought he stacked the cards against, he realized he wasn't even playing the same game. And with a very lucrative check in hand and possible eternity to use it, he became one of the most sought-after fledglings, or baby vamps, for a variety of clans. The Nosferatu wanted to bite him, embrace him, and ruin his good looks, to teach him not only humility, but to bring him back closer to humanity. And it really is to show you that no matter what you see on the outside, you don't know what lies in the mind of another. With Jace, he found out that his co-worker and employer was a little bit more than meets the eye. And working at a metaphysical shop with a vampire for over 1.5 years, proved his worth unknowingly to him, proved his worth to be embraced. His sire, who has more magic in her blood than the entirety of New Orleans, works at her little metaphysical shop and has given a little taste of that magic to Jace. And Jem. Oh, Jem. Jem was a CD, well, still is, and you haven't technically quit your job yet. She worked at a CD and vinyl store, helping people pick out and find the music of their souls. Very thoroughly, she will help you find the right song that is meant for you. And a person came into her shop who unknowingly to her was looking for lack of a better word, a sign. And he went into the shop in which Jem worked and was suggested a song. And what song was that, Jem?
Sorry, I forget it's not push to talk.
Yeah.
Wild Horses by the Sundays, the cover.
Which just happened to be this individual's favorite song, at least in this century. What was more of a surprise to not only our players, but the entire Kindred community as a whole was that individual was the Prince of New Orleans. A young Malkavian. Surprises all around. And we left each of them moments after the embrace. Except for the Siren of our group. Her sire, Vegas, given the last name Laughlin, is a bouncer for some of the local bars and clubs and concert venues. He's a toreador, built like a brick shithouse, apparently.
Yeah.
And he's not your stereotypical toreador. He does love the arts, he does love the humanity and the passion involved. But he brooks no shit when it comes to people hurting those around him. And when Siren decided to step in and handle their own shit in help of someone else, she caught Vegas's eye. And we left off with everyone being embraced and Siren and Vegas driving off. Now, is there anything on this drive before you arrive to an unknown, undisclosed, not creepy at all, death, location? Is there anything that you would like to talk to him about? Because everybody else had a little bit of time to have a conversation with their sire before, nom. So is there anything that you would like to briefly talk to him about?
For a while, she'll ask about the club scene, casually about favorite other local bands, because he's seen some of her shows he mentioned, and favorite, did you see when so and so played? Were you around when Miles Davis got to play? Have you been around that long? Have you been like old and new, talking about people who maybe played at these clubs?
And you get the distinct impression from the conversation. He says, yeah, no, yes, kind of. And then in briefing, and you get the impression that he doesn't want to tell you everything yet.
Yeah. That's fair.
He responds, well, like, have you heard of these guys? Have you heard of God, it's horrible. They try to do like a cabaret style stage performance, the Moulin Rouge, but it's spelled badly.
Yeah. And then she'll
I never worked that venue again.
Well, I mean, obviously. Why would you? You should always only work where the music is worth it. Even just one group a night.
And that's where we found you at. And you continue to drive for a little bit longer. And do you want to describe your concert venue that you missed?
God. Yes, with the knowledge that I don't actually know New Orleans, so it's fake.
Yes, for everyone watching, none of us are from New Orleans, and while a great location for a story, we're all going to have to take a trip down there, get some beignets, get some bourbon.
And we will, but for now, we're making some shit up.
Mm-hmm.
This was the biggest venue that she should have been, that she would have played at, not even just since coming here, but ever. The show that she missed because embrace kidnapping would have been at this big, like a brewery that has the stage venue in it. One of those places where they theme the drinks every night to match the headliner, and they were supposed to be the headliner. And so it was, I mean, they theme the colors, they theme the everything. They've got they've got color spots down on the floor that just echo the lights that are happening on stage. So people who are dancing down in the pit feel like they're on stage with the band. And it's just completely blended seamlessly, almost to the point where you would expect the musicians to be on the ground with you, even though they're slightly separated. And it's got a couple of layers of balcony that overlook the floor down below. So when you go upstairs, it's not just a secondary floor, it's a balcony around. So you've got a second bar and places to sit, but you can look over the edge. If anyone's been to House of Blues over at Disney Springs, it's a little similar vibe to that. And so there's these multi-layers, and she used to sit and watch from up top, never being able to afford to necessarily be on the ground floor, but hanging out, sneaking in backstage and going up the stairs and just watching from above the musicians there. And it was all she wanted was to be on that ground floor and on that stage. And it was the just biggest venue, coolest venue, most intimate while still being big and grand place that she had ever seen.
What's funny about this is, unlike the other players who have essentially time skipped to the following night, you haven't had your embrace yet. You haven't missed anything yet.
Oh.
And then you pull up. And he initially did and opened the door for you, he gets out. Very tall, very muscular African-American guy, dreads. He walks around and he sees the look of the fuck on your face. And he opens the door on your side and reaches out a hand to you. It's time to see your show. And you hear, because you're parked close enough, he's got enough pull that parking isn't really an issue. And he grabs your hand and he waits for you to grab it and get out of the car.
This time she takes it.
And he carefully, casually gets you out of the car and shuts the door and extends an arm out to escort you forward. And you see the line. It's about what you would expect for a relatively good band that has a little bit of word of mouth. Mm-hmm. But not enough to like they're coming from cities away. So you have the usual nightly crew, and then you have people that, yeah, you guys should have really seen these. They're awesome. And then he escorts you past the line, nods at the bouncer. Obviously, he's going to get in. Not only is he who he is, but he's also a well-known bouncer in the area. And you guys skip the line and you walk inside. And as soon as the door opens, you hear your playlist, your songs, your band songs being played, rocked out. And you can't see from where you guys are at the actual stage as much because all the crew and all the people in the bar and people trying to go into the bar area, then leave, then people dancing. And you see a lot of very energetic people listening to your music. And he walks up to the bar. You want a drink?
All of the drinks, please.
And he gets you a nice, like a double rum and coke. And he gets himself a whiskey sour. And again, he extends his arm and you guys start walking forward and you see Rock Candy on stage. And you see you on stage. You're drumming 150 feet away on the stage.
What do they put in these? What the fuck?
Just relax. Some things had to be taken care of.
Who is she?
She's a friend. It's amazing what some makeup, some good stage lights, and a wig will do. She's not as good as you, though.
No, she's...
And you see your bandmates. They're rocking along. She hasn't missed anything. she maybe doesn't have your energy, but she's not bad. She's not blowing anything. But also you're left with the look of your bandmates are playing with her.
Well, do they know?
Let's find us a place to sit.
And 2 more of these, please.
We'll get that taken care of. And he just raises a hand to the bartender and says 2, points at you. Guy nods. And you guys go find a nice little corner area of the bar that's close enough to the stage where you can see everything. But you know, being on the stage, some of the best things about being on stage is those lights blind you to the crowd. They see you and you don't have to look in their eyes if you're horrible or if you're awesome and you need to continue. It gives you the benefit of, when you're on stage, being a little bit hidden, even when you're in full view of everyone. And you guys go to the kind of corner of the bar and the music is good. It's loud. You know these. You're like, oh, no, she got it. Okay. And he leans in. I think it's you.
Well,
We had to move up our timeline. This was supposed to be your last gift. So instead, and then he turns, 1 second. And you don't hear anything come up because the music is playing, but he turns around and he grabs your 2 drinks. And he goes, I guess your last gift is double fist in this.
no zdrowia. Just,
And he lets you just kind of take in the fact that what are you taking in at this point? I've told you everything you're seeing.
a lot. A lot.
Like, you can tell she's maybe a little bit shorter than you, but I mean, she could pass in a police lineup as the Siren of rock candy. And you realize this time it's not 2 rum and cokes, but it's 2 house drinks for tonight. And it's this fruity little drink, but it has a rock candy stick stirrer.
Thanks for being in my head, as I literally was imagining that when I talked about custom drinks. Fuck you. Okay. She stops. She's watching by halfway through the second drink, she stops watching the band.
You ready
And she
to go?
starts watching the people instead.
The crowd is, like I said, they're not all of them there are to see you guys. You do look around and you see that there are people enjoying the music. None of them are hating the atmosphere. But there's people who are just there to enjoy their night out, to pick up a new significant other, or enjoy their significant other for the night, or enjoy their long-term significant other.
Yeah.
This is New Orleans. This is a bar. It's a brewery. It's a stage venue. You have a mix of reasons why people are in there. You do see some people up there that, like up near the front, that are just watching the band, and you can tell. You've played with these guys before in similar venues. You can tell that they're enjoying themselves, but not as much as you've made them enjoy them before. You have always been the pulse of the band. You're the drummer. And while the performance is good of the drummer, the passion, she can't match her passion for it. You let me know when you're ready. We need to talk.
You have access to their set list at all, or is that too much?
And he just pulls out from his vest pocket and hands it to you.
She scrolls down the list, and a lot of them are covers. but she scratches out a song that's a song she wrote, and she hands it back and says, "Don't let them play this, and then we can go." No one plays that but me.
There. And he walks over and he kind of slides it on the side of the stage. And one of the guitarists looks down and because he tosses a 50 on there. And he just, cool. And just kind of like walks, like, you can tell the band doesn't know this guy other than from seeing him at venues and stuff. But between knowing that he will take care of some shit and dropping a 50, yeah. And you see the song that you marked off was the next one to play. And so they take a break to kind of wave, take a drink, and then they jump into not the song that you marked out, the next song. You ready?
Yep.
And he escorts you out just as gentlemanly, as proper as possible as he did walking in. And he opens the car door and says nothing. And you climb inside. And he walks back around and gets into his side and, "I'm sorry." And then he turns on the ignition, puts it in reverse, and starts driving away. Did you say anything to him on the way out?
I hope your timeline was goddamn important. Or I am. Because
You were important not to pass it up. As far as the timeline, there are some things that you don't get to say so in. And he says that as in like you don't, but you can tell he really means that he had no fucking choice in the matter.
oh, I believe that. I'm painfully aware of it, in fact, so I'm not gonna hold it against you. But
And then you guys drive, and it's a quick drive, but it's about 10, 15 minutes away, and you pull up to a nice, what used to be probably a plantation home. This being New Orleans and being what it is. And this is my place.
nice.
I'll explain what needs to be explained, but we don't have all the time in the world.
After you, sir.
No, after you. And he lets you kind of, like, obviously you're going to the front door. So there's not a huge question about where you guys are going.
That's fair.
Hecate, thank you so much for the raid. We
Love
your
you,
face. And thank you guys for giving her a shout out.
He's wonderful.
So, and he goes to the front door and he unlocks it, opens the door and waits for you to step inside.
Mhm.
And you do, and it is gorgeous. In the most, like, it looks like a mansion on the outside.
Yeah.
And you walk in and it is like, it's like you walked into like an 80s rock bar.
Yes.
You know, there are guitars hanging up. There you don't see a drum set, but you know,
right.
maybe one day.
She plays other stuff. She wants to touch them all.
And he sees you kind of like look and like no. And you guys keep walking in. You've had pretty much enough to drink for tonight. We need to have a clear head for this conversation.
I'm not even anywhere close to my limit, but trust me, my head's as clear as it's gonna be.
And then he does pour a glass of wine. You look around and like the wine tastes don't really match up with the decor.
No.
But you can tell that the common theme here is beauty and taste.
Yep.
And we're gonna have our first roll of the night here.
God. Good. Excellent.
So for those of you guys who don't know, we're on roll 20. We're actually going to see if this will work here. Boom.
Okay.
It did not. Love it. You guys, I guess, can't see the roll.
They can trust us. It's
I
okay.
can trust us. I can see your roll, and that's
Yeah.
what matters.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is I want a wits and awareness from you, please.
Okay. Okay.
And I want you to take a -1 for your modifier for being a mortal who has had a rough night and gotten reasonably intoxicated in a reasonable short amount of time.
Okay. Where the fuck is awareness? Don't let me. Where?
So awareness is going to be on the first page. If you scroll down underneath your willpower and health, there's your skills.
Mhm.
Awareness is on the right because it is a mental skill.
Okay.
And if
Yeah,
you
they
click
did.
on
They
Oh,
just brought
there
out
we
Roll20 just brought out VTM support. Yeah, it popped up and disappeared. Yeah, it's good times.
Got it. Modifier -1. Okay.
Oh,
What was it? Oh
Wait.
no.
So you
Oh no.
you have at least one thing in wits, right?
I do.
Yeah. So click awareness.
I did.
And then whenever it says input value, make sure to drop that down to your attributes. Wits.
I did.
Oh.
I did that.
let me try this. We're gonna try it on
Hang
my
on.
side.
It says
Rolling
0
awareness
D-
and then the wits.
Because the real life
submit.
siren is also drinking at the moment.
I never.
It still says 0.
I have 2 in wits, but I cannot roll wits with the second attribute of awareness. So I had
Then
to do
roll
the other way around.
awareness with then wits. Click on awareness first.
I did.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
fair
That's
enough.
exactly what I did.
You have nothing in awareness,
I know.
which is why you're only rolling 2 dice for wits.
Yes, and -1, so
And
I'm
it was
only
a
rolling
-1.
1.
Yep.
So that is why.
Okay.
Ah, there
Yes.
we go. That time it rolled 1.
So you don't you look around and like I said, there is beauty here. There is fine taste here. It's his taste, but it's not exactly against your taste. Probably wouldn't pick this house,
No.
you might have picked a decor.
Uh-huh.
Posters. You see that some of the guitars have autographs on it.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I would like to like notice. I
You
would like to be
didn't.
like, no, fuck. I wanted to say like I noticed some specific guitarist, but never mind. You're right. I know nothing.
you do notice like some of the similar, like the styles, and you're like, oh, that could be, and you just go and it's not the fact that you're oblivious, it's the fact
Yeah.
that you're overloaded.
Mhm. That's fair.
And actually you well, no, you don't have to roll that negative yet. I was like, you should have rolled a -2, but that's
Because I'm drunk.
nope,
No.
that's in a minute.
No.
Oh no.
So he leads you back to the couch, and you guys have a seat. And whether you drink your wine or not, he offered it to you because he is who he is.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be tomorrow night. Your band is supposed to play tonight, and you were supposed to be on stage. So before we go any further with this, let me tell you how the world really works. There's shit you can do, there's shit you can't do. That, the change in plans, that was shit that I couldn't change. But I also couldn't provide the opening that I wanted to provide for you for a simple, nice walk away. So we had to do that without you. One favor that I had to call in was someone to actually be you. The next was to actually have your set list. And the third was to have before and after taken care of with, we'll say, the perceptions of who you are. That is 3 for you. Don't ask if I think you're worth it. You are the one that I chose because I see further reaching talent than what you can see. And I'm not alone in this. I didn't have the final say in that you are going to be mine tonight. So,
Having seen the faces of the people in the crowd, you're probably right. Because if I'd been playing some of those songs, everyone would have been watching the stage. And that's what I deserve. And someday I'll figure out how to do that. It just may take longer than anticipated. So.
It's funny you say something taking longer than anticipated.
Mm.
You're going to have some time on your hands.
I need to not look at Megan and Matthew ever. I need to.
Everyone likes Vegas because he says things that you don't know is.
Yeah.
But
I'm a fan. Carry on.
So earlier tonight, as in 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I asked you, how bad did you want this? You still have a choice of whether to go forward or not. Not all of us are given a choice. However, it was expressly stated that you all will.
That's the thing, though. I don't. The minute I decided to leave home and chase who I wanted to be, that was always going to be what I decided. And if you're telling me I can do more of what matters to me, then I didn't have a choice. This is my choice. I'll figure out the rest of it as I go. I always have.
Well, the benefit is you'll have the time to figure it out. And he stands up and he extends a hand to you.
Mm-hmm.
And to join him in the vertical position.
I do so. Tiny Siren.
And you won't have to do it alone. Not forever.
That'll be new.
So I ask you a final time. Do you want it?
I think I need it.
And then, as we have used our content warning judiciously in multiple recordings,
so many times,
and me saying it again, just like I did before we did the embrace last time of all 3 other players. Take a moment. Because as soon as she says, I think I need it, the hand that is not gripping, not holding your hand delicately, softly, reaches out to place his hand around your neck in a not gentle, not delicate way. And he pulls you closer by your neck and whispers in your ear, you need it. And whether you say anything or not, as probably taken a little bit off guard, and you feel the blood being constricted. You feel your airway is fine, but you do feel yourself fading a bit the longer, and he hears you say, yep. And as he releases your neck and the blood and oxygen flow less constrictedly, you feel the most amazing sensation of bliss throughout your entire body as he bites into your neck. And the constricted and restricted blood is now less so going to your brain and more going to his tongue.
Mm.
And about a minute passes. And then, while you're still trying to catch your bearings, for a variety of reasons, he bites into his own wrist and pushes it straight to your lips.
Mhm.
Do you drink?
Immediately.
And just as everyone else, that first sensation was the best. Better than any drink, any sex, any drug that you've ever had. But it is quickly followed up by an even better feeling of that warmth running through your entire body. However, unlike the other three, it was just a feeling of fullness and warmth. You also experience that, but in your mouth and in your throat, you feel irritation is probably the wrong word, but a heat that after you finish drinking, the heat of a hot whiskey is in your mouth and your throat, and it irritates, and you go to speak and you don't have your voice. It's too scratchy. It's like you've been singing all night on stage. It's time to rest. And he walks you back to the bed, lays you down, walks out, and shuts the door. And as you're fading, you realize that there are really, really thick blackout curtains. And in front of those blackout curtains are dressers. And you can see like he's maximizing room space and blackout all at the same time. And that's where we will leave Siren after her embrace.
Mm.
Speechless. Okay, speechless for a variety of ways.
Yeah.
And then we will do a nice little time skip. So, we're scrolling madly to it. So, the time skip will include a little bit of instruction about certain things for each of you. Now, Jem, you realize that, thank you, McStabbers, I appreciate you. We talked a little bit about the fact that the prince would not be teaching Jem. Prince has got shit to do, and it does not include teaching the new fledgling. However, you met Lucy.
You really should have thought about that before you had kids, but okay.
He essentially threw you to the babysitter. And
I know.
you've had meetings with Lucy. Lucy has pretty much not left your side. Lucy is a short. I say short. She's about 5'5". To me, that's short. She's about 5'5". African American girl. She's got multicolored curly hair. She has her cat's ear headphones on, and she's got kind of the goth rocker Lolita look going on, like with like knee-high combat boots. And she walks you through some of the basics. And Addison, you get a less friendly but more thorough instruction. For Addison, you do realize some of the basics. But you get to God, it's like college work. Who you are. And who you are in relation to everyone that has come before you in your bloodline. And the importance is bestowed upon you that you are a direct representation of choices made for hundreds of years that have led to that little taste that you had a few nights ago. You are Ventru. And it is expected that you know what that means and you uphold the traditions. You have been told that you are the backbone, the face, the expectations of the Camarilla. And Addison Grace, your sire, gives you very little warm instruction. But you see that there's a sense of pride there as well. She made a good investment on you. And there are certain things that you say and questions that you ask that leads her to believe that she may have made a better decision than even she understood. Not just taking from the Nosferatu and slipping you out from the dresses and curtails and stage shows of the Toreador. You are highly prized. She thinks now that for better reasons than anyone thought. And Jace, you are given your own. First off, you're given a journal. Yes, you're given a journal. This is yours, Iris says to you. You can fill it with whatever you like. I suggest filling it with notes on everything you see and everything you hear, aside from the things that you should never speak of seeing or hearing. And you guys do have the awkward conversation of the night of your embrace. I have to admit I lied to you.
Okay.
We walked into the store. Then what?
Then you did some. It wasn't just the store anymore. It was. There was a desk with a lady, and I had to sign. I had to sign my name.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And it was. Then there was your office, but I had never seen that office before.
And then I want you to take a walk with me.
Okay.
And she gets up, and you guys walk out of the metaphysical store. And this is where you guys have met almost every night. Keep wanting to say day. Eventually, I'll be a good vampire storyteller and remember that days don't exist anymore other than to terrorize my players. And then, so you guys have met here every night. You guys have been both working the night shift together. And she shows you what is real and what isn't real in the store. Like you said, it's a little tourist trappy, but it's enough to make the other things in the store like, oh, well, obviously that's fake. Because I mean, the Ouija board and a Mattel box like 2 feet away.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whoever makes that game that we don't have.
Hasbro's selling Ouija boards.
Yeah. And you're like, there's a like a shrunken head next to a Mr. Potato Head that is like painted. And
yeah, that tracks.
And so you guys, Hasbro, thank you. And you guys walk outside, and directly across the street is a library. And I will show you guys this library later. It is a small library. It's not even a whole, it's obviously not a whole block. But behind it's a little tiny square, and you can tell it's been there forever. And then up around it in a L shape on the rest of the block is apartments and condos, and not the greatest condos in the world, but you can tell they live fairly well.
Exactly, yeah.
And you guys walk inside, and it's a library. And you walk around the shelves for a little bit. She pulls out a book. This is actually pretty good. And it's Harry Potter. And you guys, it's like, whether or not you think that's funny, she has this shittiest eating grin on her face. And you guys walk around, and you swear you've walked around like the same way twice now. you put the Harry Potter book back, and you guys are walking around, and you kind of make this S shape for a while, and then you turn around the corner and you go towards like the front, like you're going to exit again, except it's not the front. It is that desk. And Margaret is standing there again with the book out in front of her. Iris, Jace, how are you?
Confused.
Welcome to the family. And you guys go in and you go back. There's still that only one door behind her. And you walk in, and it is no longer her office. It's her personal library.
Oh shit.
And it's not huge. It's not huge, but there's good 200, 300 books in here. I gave you your first one.
Okay. And he just goes to the books to
No.
see what he.
She stops you. I gave you your first book, and she kind of like looks down to your hand that has the journal.
Uh-huh.
I expect in time that you will probably surpass these. And you look, and you do start walking around, and they're journals. There's journals and grimoires and texts and handwritten and published, but old as fuck. But they're all in relatively good condition.
Oh, okay.
It is very important that you take in consideration not only the reputation as Kindred as a whole, but the reputation and expectations that we place upon you. And then she kind of goes into the lore of the accepted lore of the Tremere. And as she walks out, and you guys do take some time and have this conversation, and it's not nearly as thorough as let's say at Addison's instruction and expectations, but definitely like you get a good history.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll continue to talk about this over the course of many nights. And she leans down to your ear. And then we'll tell you about your real family. And then that's where we will fade. And you know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
You do know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
She's explained a little bit about it.
Okay.
And how not everyone is in love.
Ah, yes.
And while it's not exactly a secret, it's not something where you go like, hello, everything you think, fuck all of that shit.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay.
But for tonight, we have another meeting to go to.
Interesting.
And then that is where our time skip kind of ends. Now, because Pixie is the only one, Siren here is the only one that I keep having to cycle back to because there was a continued area. You can talk perfectly
fine.
I'm
the problem child. What's up?
You can talk perfectly fine now.
Thank you.
The scratchiness in your throat, in your esophagus is gone. Your voice sounds a little bit different. The irritation is gone, and with that, there's a better clarity there. And you question this because while it's not directly distinctive, like your friends here, your coterie probably wouldn't recognize it off the bat unless they were looking for it because you guys didn't have a lot of room to talk. Mm-hmm. The first words that you speak to him, he smiles. We'll get to that.
Excellent.
We have time, remember?
All the time.
And then he gives you some of the basics as well. And now that we're all caught up, we'll go into what those basics are. This is more for the viewers. Kind of already talked to the party and the team. Over the course of the first couple nights, they will have learned about their clan, the general history. Do you need to go get a refill?
I came goddamn prepared. I'm fine. Just out of sight.
Some of the clan history is a little bit more thorough. Obviously, the Ventru. Addison, your history is very thorough in your clan history. Jem, less so. Less so. You get like the Cliff Notes version, but you can tell. Like Lucy pretty much to tell you, it's what you make it. You can't trust history to begin with. And you hear like she's talking, and you still hear the music blasting. This will just kind of go without saying that every time Lucy is talking, you hear her talking normally, and the headphones are blaring. But the one time that she took the headphones off, she had to yell. And whether or not you guys have a conversation about that, that's up to you. But she always has the headphones on. It is always playing from her like early 2000s, 90s iPod, the scroll wheel. Yes. And there's definitely a I wouldn't even say you would probably think it's odd. Like, what I'm saying is you probably wouldn't think it was odd. I mean, between you and Lucy and the one Malkavian that you haven't met yet, and then the prince, Camille, and then talking with Lucy about some of the other clans and their perceptions of them onto you, you realize that you guys are always going to be the oddballs, and you're okay with that. Yeah. You've always been like that.
What good. Is she listening to?
It's club music.
Okay.
And then it changes to country. And then it changes to pop.
Okay.
And then it changes to kind of pop, kind of. It's fucking Britney Spears. And then it just cycles. Like every song is different, with the exception that it is way too loud for anybody to enjoy listening on their ears. But she loves it.
Okay.
Like what size? It's the iPod. And then you guys were taught about the Camarilla, the Ivory Tower. You were taught about the 6 traditions that you had a very up close and personal instruction on what those 6 traditions were and what happens when you break them. You are told about the anarchs, and each one of you are told about the anarchs in different ways. But you get the impression that, yes, everybody does have a different view of the anarchs. Some they're allies to be used when you need them. Some they're tools to be used when you can. Some people tell you just to don't even worry about them. And then you get told about the Sabbat. And if your sires would have told you anything about the Sabbat that I feel about the Sabbat, they're fucking terrifying. They give 0 fucks about the masquerade. They give 0 fucks about Kine in general. And some of their almost cult-like practices, when you think about them stretched over decades, centuries, longer, and they continue to do this night after night. You're given warnings about them, and you see why. And then you get told about the Second Inquisition. The humans, the true believers, the spies, the NSA, the CIA, Joint Task Forces, internationally working together to hunt and destroy each and every single one of you. Fear-mongering. What words to not say when texting and talking, when walking in public in crowded areas. What to never be caught on camera doing. Anything that is Kindred, Kine, Coterie, Camarilla, Anarch, Sabbat, the Second Inquisition themselves, you know that if you talk about them in such blatantly open ways, you're drawing a target on yourself, everyone around you. Now, us as players and viewers, we've lived in an age where, like, you shouldn't say some shit on the internet. You're just like, oh, well, hope the FBI doesn't see that search history. That's going to be hard to explain. Especially if you're a writer, by the way.
It's all research, I fucking promise.
Yeah. But too many kindred who can't seem to learn phone etiquette. Yes. Definitely go watch Windy City by Night of McStabber Studios. You guys have given kind of the basics. What you are now, what you will never be again. A little bit of your clan. And for Addison and Siren specifically, you've met a couple other people in like a flurry of short meet and greets. People that wanted to see you and people who felt like they needed to be seen by you. And we will talk later on about whether or not any of them were really important enough to know, but just names to keep in mind. Like, I did meet you before. But if they come up in the near future, I will let you know until it becomes more noted that, oh yeah, that one. You're told of the other clans that aren't represented by your coterie. The Bruja, the Nosferatu, the Gangrel. Some of the other clans that are more recent joinings into the Camarilla. The Kata, the Lisambra. They're the ones who've joined the Anarchs. Bloodlines that everyone was pretty surprised was still even a thing. Just so you were aware. And then you guys get caught back up. And you're all separately driven by your sires to that one warehouse. Jem, you remember this warehouse. Specifically, Jem remembers this warehouse because she wanted to shit on the floor. Watch session 0. And you guys all pull up again for Addison. Your sire does not open the door for you. She is not driving. But she gets out of the car and starts walking in. Iris, by this time, Jason, Iris are... She's not opening the door for you. I mean, she expects you to be able to take care of yourself. And Jim, you and Lucy are already there. You're standing outside waiting. And the last to show up is Vegas and Siren. And Vegas does come around and open your door. And you guys are walking towards, and Vegas looks to you, Siren, and says, we're going to be inside. Don't be too long. Talk about what you need to. We got some plans tonight. And just walks in. And behind Vegas goes Siren. Sorry, Iris. And then Addison, your sire, follows in behind. And then Lucy goes, boop, boop, and head pats you. Don't make us wait. And then she walks inside. And you guys have a little bit of time. This is the first time that you guys have seen each other since the first night. And you were told that you guys are going to be spending a lot of time together. But you guys are at this warehouse, kind of in the middle of nowhere. That's one of the reasons why it was chosen. And you know what this warehouse connects to. But you guys have the scene to talk amongst yourselves in relative privacy.
Is it just me, or was this the weirdest class orientation that anyone has ever had? No?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There are some close seconds, but
I'd be
This
curious
one's
to hear about
probably-
those someday. But in the meantime, does anyone have a flask? God, I'll have to throw up after, but still, fuck.
Would you like some gummy bears?
You know what? I'll think about it. Maybe not. How are they?
Hmm?
What flavor? What flavor are they? Yes, actually, yes.
Okay.
I would love some.
Yeah, and she'll hand the bag out.
And your sire, specifically, you, Jem, Lucy would have told you. And the first time that Siren and probably Addison reached for a glass of wine or rum or anything, or Jem with your gummy bears, the first time you decide, oh, gummy bears, you eat or drink something, you immediately cannot stomach it. And you vomit it up and you vomit blood. And you were taught some of the basics of going ahead and doing a blush of life and how to, also Humanity 7 is fine, but how to stomach that to not exceed an hour.
Yeah.
You will have to get rid of anything you consume within an hour in a rush of vomitous blood.
She'll just suck on one and then spit it out, but just the flavor for a minute to have something else to think about. That's
Yeah,
it.
Jem,
she won't
Jem
swallow.
does that. She puts it in her mouth, chews it, but like does that weird, like, I have a bunch of them in my hand. She puts one in, spits the other one out, and then puts it in her pocket.
Just
her
constantly
gummy
just sucking on them.
Gross.
Amazing.
And Jace will just kind of take note of, if any, like how people's personalities have changed, if anything, or if they're all just like hunky dory. Oops, so glad to be here.
Well, and that was something that the prince brought up, was that the weirdest thing, guys, no one is questioning this at all. You guys were just like, oh, get cool. No, granted, behind the scenes, like storyteller, player wise, of course, we all know that the players wanted to do this and they weren't actually kidnapped and thrown into a warehouse. But
Well, and also we watched or heard some people get fucking murdered.
Yeah.
So the other option was
you heard
Yes.
the tongue get
Die.
cut off, and then you definitely saw the murder
Yeah.
for disrespect in
Yeah.
the prince's,
Yes.
not only the
Right.
prince's domain
I
as a
think-
whole, but his clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
But speaking of which, actually, she'll bring that up then. She gummy bear in cheek, like tobacco. She'll just any of the rest of you consider taking me out when they offered you a choice? If they offered you a choice.
Oh, this is going to be like babysitting, isn't it?
So that's a no. This has just always been your dream.
If you treat it like babysitting,
Welcome to
then
Addison,
it will
everyone.
be babysitting.
I love Addison. I will
I
die
know.
again for him probably. Like I have a feeling I'll just throw myself in front of a bus for this jackass. But you know.
Have fun. I miss ya.
And that is something to be said. Like, does Addison feel more self-pride or maybe ego? Does he feel like he has more of a call on being chosen by so many?
Addison definitely feels more self-important than he did before.
Oh.
However, I mean,
You're welcome.
Siren absolutely has this moment of, you could have been chosen by my exact same people, so don't act so high and mighty. You were on my list, so calm down.
That man would have been lucky to have this.
You would have been
Jem,
lucky to have that man. Mm.
While this is happening, Jem is putting gummy bears every few inches in her piece of rope. And she ties it and puts it on her head like a little gummy bear crown.
Flawless.
Oh.
Yes,
Just
the,
remind
us
the
when we're
only
sorry.
one to keep her restraints from the night was Jem, because you never
Right.
know when you need 3 feet of rope.
3 feet of rope
Don't.
specifically. So
Has anyone's
Um,
style changed? Has anyone's demeanor changed over the course of the last, I'd say, about a week? A week full of nights and getting acclimated to where to sleep or not to sleep.
I don't think so.
No, not really. I think if anything, Jace is just like embraced the look all the time instead of like 80% of the time.
That's fair.
And so it's always boat necks now, and it's always skinny jeans.
I
Jace-
think
Go ahead.
you go.
No,
Jace.
no.
I was gonna say, I think possibly if we're trying to let fake Siren shit happen, that possibly after that night is when Siren dyed her hair. So now she has the blue purple hair, whereas before it was like a different shade.
Well,
Possibly?
you
Because I don't
have-
think I mentioned it before.
You have received some conversations of heart emojis and things from your band saying, "We'll miss you.
Okay,
Love your
good. Then she
face.
doesn't
Good
have
luck."
to. Okay,
Yeah, it's
good.
that was taken care of, and we'll talk
Just
offline
making
about
sure.
how it was taken care of.
Good. Then I'm fine.
But that was your last show with Rock Candy. That was your last show. Yeah. Jace, do me a favor. Roll me a wits awareness.
Hell yeah, you got
I'm
it,
not
dude.
bitter.
Wits awareness. This
Or anything that you would think that would be better for perceiving those around you.
Nah, brah. That's it. That's the one.
There it is.
Ooh, 4 successes, 3
I
of
like
which
it.
were criticals.
Yes, I see. Addison, are you able to roll on roll 20 with where you're at?
Sure am.
Wits awareness, please.
Wits awareness. That's a can do. Ghost Rider. Well, if it would pop up, come on. Hold on a moment. Maybe I can't. I'm clicking on it and nothing's happening.
Sometimes it likes to be finicky, so what we'll do is I will roll it
I
for you.
can.
Yeah, it hated me too.
Or Jace, if you would like to do that,
Yeah,
please.
I got you.
Thank you.
Because you have 80 million things to do anyway, so I can help out.
Unable to read or set data from server.
Oh,
Your
shit.
problem with your session. I think I just need to refresh.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's my bad. It's because it was
3 and
open
1.
from like
So
an old session.
you rolled 4 dice and got 0 successes across the board.
Oh my god.
Checks out.
I mean, to be fair, Addison is more concerned with hurrying this along and being himself than paying attention to those around him.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Because there hasn't been any group time with you guys. There hasn't been any indoctrination of expectations. Jem, could you also roll wits awareness, please?
Mhm,
Uh-huh.
mhm.
Mother damn it.
I believe it's motherfucker.
It depends.
Make smaller out, it's good.
I've heard it
Regional
both ways.
dialects.
It's an old code, sir, but it does check out.
It does check out.
No modifiers, right?
No modifiers.
Okay.
Unless you have a specialty that you believe would help you out. Very nice.
Do I? I don't know. Fuck, where'd my thing go?
Very nice.
Ooh, nice.
Too many tabs.
Wow.
That's an
3 out of your 4. And 1 was a crit and 1 was okay. So Jim, as you're like adjusting your crown and listening to her kind of talk shit to Addison, both you and Jace at the same time, she sounds different. Like a good different. But maybe it was just the stress the first night. But that's what goes through y'all's individual minds.
It was Siren, right?
Yeah.
Did something change?
I don't know. My sire choked me out pretty hard that first night. So I'm just gonna
That'll
She
do
just-
it.
fucking dead in the eyes. And then
With
turns
what?
to Addison a little. I'm sure you know what that's like. we
With what?
all watched him in his boxers for an entire day. Like she has no.
They were black Calvin Klein briefs, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
They were.
so
They were never
sorry.
boxers.
No,
They
honey,
were.
let's get this right, shall we? Okay.
You saw for a variety of reasons why Addison was top choice of a couple different clans. I keep saying that, a couple different clans. He was top choice for a few people of 3 different clans.
Yeah, but that's still a lot of top choices, and she's bitter.
Yes, there was Addison was originally chosen by the Nosferatu,
Mhm.
and then was going to be kind of yes, ma'am.
Not you. Her.
Oh, endgame.
for Siren. So
Yes, yes, Jem.
yeah, you didn't answer my question.
Which question?
What did he choke you with?
You seen those hands, right? Just about one
Oh,
of them.
is the hands. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if he put something.
Not yet that I'm aware of.
Oh,
I'm going to give you so many reasons to not believe in vampire romance. It's going to be amazing.
this isn't
That's-
romance. No.
Everyone's a tool.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you guys do get the impression that she sounds, there's something better about it. It's just a little bit more clear, a little bit more, she has a presence in her voice to not be confused with the presence tower. But she has a certain, like, her voice carries a little bit further. She's getting her intentions across a little bit more thoroughly, I would say.
And throughout all of this, Jace has also had his notebook out, just because that is what he was told to do and is interested in doing so. He'll just make a note in his little notebook about Siren's new voice.
Dear diary.
Yeah.
If you don't start every fucking page with that, I swear.
I refuse.
You had poems in shapes.
Yeah.
Mr. Shape poems.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna put Dear Diary at the beginning?
His
Yeah,
poems
it's
of in a
different.
heart.
It's different.
Okay.
Can I say? Can I make another roll? Because Megan figured out what their songs are.
Mhm.
I'd like for she's trying to figure out what their songs are too.
Go for it. I will say this, that you may not know if there's no way even in the game for you to know exactly what their song might be, but you can pick up based off their choices. You can start narrowing down the list of, like, genre to, like, maybe not individual song, but definitely like genre and styles.
Okay. Well, she knows with Addison, she has to find two songs. The one he actually is his favorite, and the one he tells everyone is
One
his
he says is his favorite. What Rachel tells everyone is her favorite movie, and her actual favorite movie, Weekend at Bernie's. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
that's that.
He's
Okay.
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So go ahead and roll me. Let's see. Would be a good choice. Let me look at your character sheet.
Insight.
Yeah, I definitely want to do insight. Do you know? Do wits insight. It's more wisdom based. It's more on your experience with music and people, and kind of like getting a impression of that's what you would like.
Okay.
Still, that's pretty good.
So who was this one for? Who's the first one for? Or sorry, second one.
Siren.
Siren. Okay.
Yeah.
You
You already
definitely
figured
get,
hers out.
you
Yeah,
definitely get
Megan
the
has.
impression.
Yeah. Huh?
You definitely get the impression of, like, you see how she's dressed. You've been now told about the Toreador. You can kind of get a gauge. You can start narrowing it down. You did get a crit, but you definitely have like a good subgenre down.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and if you guys want to role play this out of what impression would Jem get of your right now genre of music? Caitlin, Pixie, Siren.
Oh, Megan already knows. She is welcome to roleplay that at me. I'm fine with that.
Well, I haven't figured it out yet, but
Yeah, statistically, she hasn't figured it out yet.
That's fair.
Did you do a lot of performing when you were in high school?
And define performing.
I mean, on stage?
A bit. I wouldn't call it a lot. A bit. Not as much as I wanted, but a bit.
Are you in
Why?
marching band?
No, not marching band.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Do you want to make a roll for Jace over here?
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, did I just close roll 20? Sweet Jesus.
I'll also take intelligence insight.
Intelligence insight. Okay.
Sorry. Believe so.
Okay. I'll do that for him. Huh?
Okay. He's more enigmatic than you would have originally believed. But enough of like you get like a station. Like if you were turning the station, he was in your car, you'd be like, I bet you like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Jem.
So you like writing? That's fun.
Terrifying.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I dabble
You dabble?
in writing. Yes.
Oh, that's
And give me one last one for Addison.
You go to a lot of poetry shops, don't you?
Oh.
There is a
Use your
small
time
section of the
very
metaphysical
wisely.
shop that's just poetry for
Poetry.
spells. It's how to manifest through poetry.
Yes.
God.
Hmm.
How to manifest your desires one rhyme at a time.
Oh my god.
Your
Write
parents
it,
must be
Matthew, write
very
it.
proud.
Your parents must be very proud. Oh, Addison's a dick. I love
What
him.
is this? What is this? What role is this?
I would say for Addison, I want you to take a -1 on this.
Well, obviously.
Because there's just he's shutting everything down.
Intelligence, wits, or what?
Intelligence awareness or wits awareness.
Oh, not insight.
Sorry. Yeah, either intelligence insight or wits insight. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'd say about the same. You get like a good station.
Okay.
Like you definitely get like it's probably a mix from what you get with him. It's like a mix station or more investigation is needed.
He really is the 80s, 90s, and today. Okay.
Oh, no.
And with that, you see Lucy. You hear Lucy before you see her open the door. Like she opens the door and you hear like the subtle like and you look, Jem, hurry up. And she just walks inside.
Okay.
And do you guys follow her in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if we're all done here,
And
Don't
you
worry,
guys
you'll get much more of this later, Addison.
I wasn't speaking to you.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Addison's a dick in the best of ways, and he's
Feel
so
the love.
tragic. And so
We don't all have to make it through to the end, right? Like if something unfortunate happened to one of us, we all fail, right?
You know, vampire's not about being nice.
You are correct.
it's very true. It's very true.
Okay. I'm just saying, I haven't shit in this warehouse yet, buddy. We still got time.
To be fair, like with who Addison is, and I know everyone's like, Addison's a dick. Addison has no reason to give a shit about any of you right now.
No.
Yeah,
God,
that's valid.
No.
You
I
guys are
wouldn't.
friendly, and he is very like, I have to take care of myself and do shit myself.
Yes.
Mhm.
And over the last week, he has been fed, like force fed nothing but like fuck up and like, and you're gonna see.
Yes.
Like
Fuck around and or find out.
it's
We are a traveling circus.
It's
of
a more
people.
subtle version of like fuck around and find out. It's just fuck up and see what happens.
Yep. Yep.
Amazing.
Like we're not going to destroy you. It's just going to be a really bad day for everyone involved. But anyways, you guys walk inside, And you see the first thing that catches your eye is it's the warehouse, but the door is open to one of the Connex boxes, the same Connex box that you guys saw your sires step out of before. And Lucy is just like skip stepping along, jamming out story music, and she's just kind of like disappears into the Connex box.
Come on. She just goes.
After
Yeah,
you.
Addison immediately is just all business, following her.
And what I have learned exactly from Shanky and crew is the expectation of competence is that I would have expected that somebody would have shut the door
Thank you.
and locked it.
Yes.
It will work. It just takes a minute for some reason on that
Yes.
command.
That's dumb.
It is dumb. I don't like it. Anyways, so you guys walk down and it's a dark corridor. It's lined with concrete. It's not very deep. It's just below street level, probably about 2 or 3 feet down. And you guys walk for about 5 minutes and you don't see or hear Lucy, but you also don't see any way to have deviated from your course. And you guys walk out into the clubhouse. The door is open and you guys walk in and the lights are going crazy. It is full club mode effect. Jim, you've seen this before. Everyone else, you're like, damn, this would be really good if there was some music, and there's zero music playing. As soon as you guys all walk in and you shut the door, the lights kind of cut off. Now, the curtain is still closed. And Jim, you see no one, even though your sires are on stage, no one is standing close to the curtain. No one is touching the curtain. You are the only one that knows, that you know of in your coterie, what's behind curtain number 1.
Okay.
You guys walk out and you see your sires standing on stage. And at this point, Lucy is standing off stage in front of them. And Vegas is standing there. He has his arms like behind his back. Iris is standing there and she's flipping through one of her notebooks, sees you, and then she kind of like tucks it away in her little like crossbody.
I will do the same.
You gonna tuck it in your crossbodies as well?
Hell
Do you have like a merce? Those things are far too handy for them not to be like welcome to everyone. I'm just
Yes.
saying.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think especially because he's going to be carrying around a journal.
Yeah.
Homeboy will need both of his hands at some point.
That's fair.
So he has to have somewhere to stick it away. So he has
Milo, thatch it up. Just
Yeah,
get. You
pretty
gotta
much,
have.
yeah. Hell yeah.
And you see Rebecca Chase. She is sitting there with her arms, like Vegas has them behind, has his arms behind his back. She has them in front, just kind of resting. Lucy just kind of sighs. And she takes off her headphones. And as Lucy does, Lucy starts yelling. Jem, what's the first tradition?
The correct answer inserted here.
As we say, expectation of competence, you would have known that. She goes, I can't hear you. And then she puts it back on. And as you say it, we'll actually bring them up. If anybody has them listed, that'd be great. But we'll go.
I do have them listed. I have right here. So does Matthew.
Well,
I got
good. When you
Yeah,
guys are
that's
called.
y'all. Fuck.
So when you guys are called, we can do it.
Yeah.
And so what Jem says is, thou shalt not reveal thy true nature of those not of the blood. Doing such shall renounce thy claims of blood and gummy bears.
Yeah.
Because that is exactly what you were taught.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then Vegas steps 1 foot forward. Second tradition. Go.
Thy domain is thine own concern. All others owe thee respect while in it. None may challenge thy word while in thy domain.
He steps back. Jace. Iris steps forward. Jace, third, please.
Thou shalt only sire with another with the permission of thine elder. If thou createst another without thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain.
And she takes a step back. And then Rebecca Chase walks forward with her eyes rolling so far in the back of her fucking head. 4, 5, 6. Now I won't make you. I won't make you read that out loud. But succinctly, the 4th, 5th, and 6th traditions are: those thou create are thine own children. Honor one another's domain, and thou art forbidden to destroy another of thy kind. And you say them. You say them succinctly, emotionlessly, and you're giving exactly what you're asked. And then she steps back, and you see that she's got this little like kind of side eye to the rest of them, like, yeah, you guys only did one. Now, that isn't to say that anybody would expect that you couldn't do this a week later of, please, dear God, remember these so you don't fuck them up. But the fact that she was able to, in front of everyone, show that her child, only one, can recite all 3, if not all 6, backwards, forwards, and upside down.
And in Latin and in
And in French and Italian.
there you go. Sorry, I forgot the fashion languages.
Exactly.
Jason can do it
Exactly.
in Latin.
Siren can sing them, so fuck off.
And then, so they've all taken a step forward, you've recited, they take a step back, and then Lucy takes 1 step forward. And very calmly, she goes, do you think that you guys can actually, I don't know, not kill everyone in this room? Oh, sorry, not me. I'm safe. And you guys did get a little bit of that at the end, but if you guys would like to question what that means, we're going to go on a field trip. This is your first night, and she looks at Iris. First night is supposed to be out of their individual Sire's havens. We're going to do a little walking tour. Let's go see all of the haunted and vampire places of New Orleans.
Oh God.
I will be your shadow. And she says it with an importance of like, this means something, but none of you know what exactly it means. And you see Vegas's head just kind of like bow a little bit, like not in deference of like, oh, this is fucking great. So you've all been told what to say, what not to say, while in public, while talking. And Jem, as she says all these things, she's stepping forward to you. And we don't say silly things in public that might make people aware. And she doesn't say it like threatening. She's just like, and remember, we've been through this.
This is a Malk issue. We have to cover it extra with this clan.
Yes, Mom, I know. Keep my mouth shut and my knees together when I'm outside.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I love you, daughter. And then she turns around and like kind of like hop skips like 2 feet back.
I'm so happy right now. Oh my God.
And Jem, you might not realize this, but everybody else does, is that while Lucy is not Jem's sire, you can tell that Lucy has definitely been helping Jem along. And you were told that at the end of session 0 that Prince isn't going to do this, it's going to be Lucy. But their dynamic is 100% different than all of y'all's. For better, for worse, or what you guys think about it. Like, there's the nonchalantness is not there. The points are driven home, and then that's it. Fuck it, let's go do something fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, whether you take that as these are the 2 out of the only 3 Malkavians that you guys have met, and that this must be all of them, or just like, this might be a symptom of how awesome they are.
I went to a Montessori school.
That is the energy I am getting. Thank you. Correct.
It's no fun to do that. So she looks at you and puts her arms behind her back like Vegas. Gets very stoic and rigid, and then looks behind her, and then puts her arms in the front and rolls her eyes. like
All of them.
Rebecca, and then just kind of, let's all go take notes on the city that you now call home.
Oh,
And you hear Iris go, really, really, Lucy. I'm sorry. Notes must be taken. No, okay, no, okay. And then she reaches over there and she takes one of your gummy bears and she puts it in her mouth, kind of like the tobacco, like the dip thing.
Yeah.
She goes and like spits it across the room. Let's go. And then you guys, she just kind of walks in between you guys and walk off, and you see that your sires are, if you guys do turn around and look, they're walking back through the Connex box to where their cars are parked. And you guys are walking out through the Dragon's Head. You're walking into the warehouse right in the middle of Bourbon Streets, and not warehouse. Sorry, it is a warehouse, but it's not the other warehouse.
Yeah.
The Mardi Gras warehouse.
The parade den.
And you guys, go ahead.
Before we leave, she's taking the rest of the gum. She's taking the rope out of her hair and taking all the rest of the gummy bears. She's going to run over to the stage and shove them under the curtain really quickly.
And you hear nothing. There's no sign. It's just,
yeah, that she was going to say something.
If you look really closely,
like,
you see the rope just kind of get pulled a little bit more.
No,
in.
no,
Oh, you don't throw the
bears.
rope?
no, that's my rope.
Okay. Sorry.
You didn't
You
turn that
see like
rope, I
one
did.
gummy bear that has left, and you see like what would be a cat's paw, but definitely a man's hand just go. And then
Amazing.
you see nothing, you hear nothing other than that.
yeah.
Oh, sure. And then she goes and she starts tying the rope like so that it looks like it's like an accessory. But I'm trying to think like what she could do with 3 feet of rope.
I feel like Addison could tell her. I feel
Oh,
like this is the
very
time.
You missed your chance. You could have asked Vegas.
Yeah.
We'll say you kind of like you say that you kind of like wrap it around your waist or like around your arm. It's just like it's an
Yeah.
odd accent, but it's definitely an accent piece.
So long as she doesn't look like Little Mermaid in the drift
Yeah.
clothes and stuff. Yeah.
Let's make it a belt.
What's Jem wearing?
Well,
Yeah.
now that dress.
Fuck you, David. That's what she's wearing.
What are you wearing, Jim?
Gummy bears and 3 feet of rope. She's got like
Oh my.
She makes it
she's
work.
in like jeans and like pastel colored like Reeboks and like the ones I wear, the strappy ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love
And-
those shoes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
much.
Oh, thanks. Okay, yeah. You guys at home, you know the
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah,
Um,
you know those shoes.
I'll put them on Discord. They're really cute. And but yeah, she's wearing a Fleetwood Mac shirt today. Fleetwood Mac. That was very difficult to say for some
I
reason.
know what you meant.
Yep,
We were-
yep.
Does she have a belt on?
Huh?
Does she have a belt on?
Yeah. She'll walk up to you. Can you help me?
Oh, where to begin?
Just the rope, just the rope.
And
That's
does
not the
Addison
first time
help
that's
her?
been
Is
said
this
to me.
is this the first outward sign of like doing something for another of the coterie?
Like he's doing
I
it for
think
fashion.
I think Addison has been so put into a studious learning mindset that he hasn't been able to create. And
That's very fair.
and have a moment of this is what I'm best at, and he likes doing what he's best at, certainly.
Mhm.
So he kind of just takes the rope from her and looks and says, "Oh dear. We'll fix this in more detail. You are pretty though." And then he kind of just drapes it
And
around her
that's,
neck.
that's to be fair. Like none of these people have anything in negatives of looks.
No.
I got pretty players, damn it.
Yeah, you
Um,
do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like I think Addison sees potential, and
That's genuinely the first time anyone's ever called her pretty. She's a little, oh, okay.
well, and for him, it's just he's stating a fact.
Yeah.
Like
He's being
Like-
incredibly objective.
like the model's form is good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He looks
Yeah.
her up and down and says, "What? You are pretty." And he takes the rope and kind of weaves it a little bit to make almost like a kind of a cool necklace out of it.
Ooh.
And he kind of looks at her, takes a step back, and says, it does suit you.
And it does, Jim. For 3 feet of rope that a minute ago had like gummy bears in it, it's where it had been kind of pulled apart, gives it some like some depth, some volume to it, that it now looks like not only does that go with what you're wearing, it pulls the rest of it together. And you walk out with the newfound confidence of, I look pretty, I look awesome right now. This 3 feet of rope from my sire was the best thing I've ever fucking gotten.
That's right.
And you guys walk out of the dragon's face into the warehouse of floats and crew storage. And that is where we're going to take our first break. So, Sway didn't do the thing where he put in the be right back scene that Pixie made. I've downloaded it while you guys were doing it, and I didn't put it in there. So what we're going to do is you're going to see a starting soon scene.
I was going to say the starting soon works just as well.
Yeah.
I think you're good.
So give us about 10 minutes, you guys, and we will be right back. And we'll
Fucking said it. Of course you will. Shit!
Well, there it went.
You liar!
Welcome back,
the
everyone.
unreliable narrator.
I literally said, and I won't screw you guys up again. And then she decided to talk shit, and I hit the live button.
I
So
hope that we were still
There are
muted.
other people here. It's not just Caitlin.
I made sure
can't
everybody
punish them
was
for
like
me.
dressed and didn't have food in their face. And
Am I?
I'm never gonna talk
I
again.
know.
that's for our viewers to wonder. Cut waffle. So this Shanky goes almost as good as the infamous cunt waffle right when somebody went live.
Yep.
Hey, this is a mature stream. All right, we're all adults. We're able to
Yeah.
take this in.
Speaking of which.
So
Take all of it. We can take all of it.
wow, everybody's like, hey guys, content warning.
Just the two of us.
Adult-ish. Yeah, exactly.
Matthew and I are regularly on the same page about a lot of these things.
Yes. The word cunt waffle was said. Better put up a content warning.
The word cunt was said. Better put up a content warning.
The word waffle was said.
The word waffle.
What color was the waffle?
No, you start this game right now, mister.
So
We'll turn this stream around.
everyone, welcome back to the game. And as we no one else got that on the stream.
Yeah. I just voluntarily ignored it.
Just voluntarily ignored it.
But all of you just lost it.
Shut up.
So
Are we in middle school? What is that?
as you guys walk out of the
We're going
dragon's
on a
head.
field trip. Of
Shut
course
up,
we're in middle
Pixie.
school.
So as you guys walk out of the dragon's head and Lucy shuts the door, you guys walk out of the warehouse and you're on Bourbon Street. And you guys have been told this is the rack. This is where you've been given some limitations on how and who you can feed from. But welcome to drunk tourist land, and the pickings are there. However, tonight is not that night. But I want us to do something now that we got the viewers set up with session 1 and everyone is ready to go. I want to show them something interesting about Vampire that makes things a little bit more stressful. Huh? You're muted. Oh, okay. I would like everyone to roll a rouse check. As we dip out into... That is an insight check. Oh, there it is. So, everyone, okay. So far, Jace and Siren are just as hungry as they were yesterday. Addison, good to go.
Come on up.
And let's do one for.
It won't come
I don't know why
up.
yours was
Sorry.
working earlier.
It won't come up. I'm sorry.
Let's roll
Oh,
a
very
rouse
cute.
check.
We were almost
Oh.
friends too.
No, I liked it. It was sweet.
And everyone is just as hungry as they were the day before. Your sires took care of you. They have provided you with your requirements to feed. The only one super special here is Addison, And you see, like, on this part of town, like on this block specifically, this is the area that you know now to come back to. You notice the decor, you notice the flags outside, you see
The rainbow flags are flying.
oh yeah, you know exactly your preferred preference in all things in life. You now know where to pick up your nightly fun. And as far as Jace is concerned, not really. I mean, maybe. You know where to get your food.
Yep.
And as you guys continue along, the door shuts and you guys walk out. All right, everyone, and this is Lucy. All right, everyone, stay on the sidewalk. I walk in the street. You do not. This is how tours go in New Orleans. And you see there's some other nightly tours going on, and it's kind of like people are moving around other people on the sidewalk, and then the tour guides are the only ones allowed in the street. All the tourists have to stay inside. And so, do we have any suggestions for our first stop?
You mentioned haunted places.
Haunted places it is. Let's go to the St. Louis Cemetery #1. And as you guys walk, now you were told a little bit about who's kind of where in the districts, you know, when they're talking about the different clans and everything. And Jace, specifically for you, you know that this field trip might be something a little extra.
Okay.
Now, for Jace and Jem, you know that there is a lot of publicity around St. Louis Cemetery #1, or St. Louis Cemetery #1. It's where Marie Laveau is buried at, the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. Some very awesome, not that they're real, but like the vampire movies have been there. Apparently Lestat is buried there, and it's actually a fairly big, I don't want to say tourist trap, but tourist destination. And as you guys walk along the sidewalk, it's still early in the night. You guys have accomplished a lot in very little time when you actually think about what all has occurred. And you guys are walking along. She goes, all right, everyone. Now, we all know that the cemeteries, especially in New Orleans, are haunted. And she's just like, woo. Very like, she's playing it up. This is more than she usually is. But she's playing it up.
Yeah.
Now, there are dangerous things in every cemetery in New Orleans, but maybe this one is more dangerous than the rest. The final resting place, apparently, of the queen, the voodoo queen of New Orleans, Marie Laveau. Yeah, Jason is like, and notes. and maybe there's a little bit like, Jason goes, oh, and this, and he adds a little bit there.
Not yet. That's for later.
And we all know what else is in the cemeteries of New Orleans, right? And does anybody respond to that?
Ghosts.
Ghosts, exactly. Big, scary ghosts.
Siren leans over. Okay, teacher's pet, calm down.
I was trying to play along because this would be really boring if I don't.
Could be.
If Mickey says dreams come true, you do it.
And you guys walk around, and you guys, it's not a long walk from where you guys are at. It's still fairly close. It's on Bayou Street, which isn't a huge walk, and you guys walk, and there's these above ground crypts, these mausoleums. And mausoleum is a big word, like it's a $10 word for these $2 graves. And I mean, it is. And it's just, there's like little mini cities, these little tiny buildings upon buildings. As you're walking along the fence line, you see all of them. And they're only barely illuminated from the street lights. There's not many lights inside the cemetery themselves. It's closed aside from specific tours and money exchange here and there, cemeteries and a lot of the tourist stuff, unless it's a haunted tour, these places are closed.
Yeah.
Especially the most famous cemetery in New Orleans, it's closed. And you guys walk, and there's a sign out front that says, "The past isn't dead and buried. It's not even past." And it's just the one of the signs for this out front. And underneath of it says, William Faulkner. Faulkner's a whole ass different person. And so you guys walk along, and you guys come to the big front wrought iron gates, and there's a homeless guy sitting in front. And she just kind of stands next to it like, okay, so this is our first stop. This is St. Louis Cemetery number 1. There are a few of them. This is the only one we're going to be seeing tonight, and it is by far the most dangerous. And the little the homeless guy sitting there with like a ratty beanie and like an old army jacket, like the big green army jackets, and some army fatigue pants, boots that they're complete shit, but at least they still cover his toes and have soles on the bottom of it. And he reaches out to you, Jace, with a cup. Yeah, it's the past isn't dead and buried. Change?
He'll pat his pocket. He'll do the obligatory pocket pat. Sorry, dude.
Change? And he looks at the rest of you guys like, change? Just hungry.
Does Siren, would I have any? Because she does. Siren would actually pay if she has any on her.
Addison pulls out his pocketbook from his jacket pocket. He has a very sleek black billfold. He opens it up, pulls out $100 bill, and puts it in the cup and says, "Go away," and puts it back.
And he does. He stands up. He takes the money out of the cup, puts it on the inside of his pocket of his army coat, kind of gets like, straightens up and walks inside the cemetery.
Yep. Fucking called it.
And he walks and Jace, you do kind of like, oh, yep. And you look around, and you guys are just left there with the gate open, and it's you and Lucy. Turn over to you guys for a minute.
Jace is just gonna look at Addison specifically, but also the other. You guys know that like homeless people aren't just homeless people, right?
What?
It's New Orleans. They're not gonna be just homeless. All right.
Does he try to like
mean what you say?
Are you trying to convey something?
I mean, for this exact moment, because we are in public, it is just going to be it's literally just be careful who you give things to. Not everybody is what they seem to be, as we've very well learned the last couple of days. So just be careful.
I'd like to roll it.
A lot of words.
I would like to do an insight check on Addison if I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I'd like to know if
Addison,
the go away was just a cover and he genuinely wanted to give it, or if he just needed a problem to end.
And Addison, I will give you the benefit if you did have a deeper meaning there, or a hidden meaning, or maybe if there was hidden reasons for why. You can roll manipulation subterfuge. However, if it was just like face value of like, go the fuck away, stop asking me for money, don't worry about it at all.
Would he know? Based on the conversations that he's had with, because he hasn't been in New Orleans for long, but would he know based on the
he would know that like Jay said, not every, like there's eyes everywhere, and not everyone is what they seem. That the Nosferatu do use bums and homeless people, and even some like drunks who are picking fights in the street sometimes as spies?
I think that that Addison exists in a space of manipulating people to do what he wants, and is somebody that can sense what people's intentions are generally. And if he knew that and had the opportunity to think that we needed to be alone now, he would have had that.
Okay, well let's play that out. Let's do for you. First off, I want you to do a wits streetwise.
Wits and streetwise, sure.
Thank you, Ravnos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do a wit streetwise, and we'll see if that conversation with that would have, maybe he would have given a wink, or maybe it would have went a little differently.
No, that's not what I meant to do. How? Okay. No, I did it wrong. I'm sorry.
This one,
Yeah.
sometimes it'll have to do like streetwise and then wits,
Yeah.
because why do
Well, I
anything in
haven't.
order?
I have no.
To be fair, the
streetwise,
add-on to
so-
Roll20 is brand fucking new.
Yeah.
They may
Yeah.
still be working out some of the
Well,
kinks.
you've got
It still has a weird fetish here and there that needs to be dealt with.
4 wits and 1 streetwise. Would you like me to roll it for you?
You might be looking at my sheet.
I am looking at your sheet. Let me look at Addison's sheet. Like,
Okay, got it. It just popped up on a different thing. So
Oh,
wits
gotcha.
and
wits and streetwise, and add a modifier of 1. We are
a modifier of what?
1.
One.
You all have a blood potency of 1. So whenever it calls for it, unless I tell you to subtract 1 or add 1, it'll always be 1. Okay. Yeah. You would have known that this could possibly be an extra set of eyes. Now, whether or not that would have changed anything, that's up to you to decide. We can retcon a little bit if you would like.
No, if he thought it potentially, if there's any way to get that was an extra set of eyes, he absolutely would have used his money to get rid of the problem. Even if there was the smallest chance.
And so Lucy just goes, why don't you guys go take a walk around? Just go a self-tour, if you will. Yes, Jim.
Fuck. Before we no
What's up?
push it back. She's gonna close the gates to the cemetery.
Okay.
After Le Homeless Man.
Mhm.
And is there a brick somewhere nearby?
Roll me a, let's see. What would be a good one?
Roll-
Let me look at, I mean, I can roll for you, it's fine.
No, I got it.
Let's look at definitely awareness. Let's do composure awareness to see if you thought about, like, if this came to your mind of like, yeah, brick, just do this.
Sure. Rick.
She's feeling murdery.
She's just gonna fucking whop the dude over the head.
Shut up.
Taking my
you
money
know.
back.
Okay, so it's fuck. It's just fuck. No. So not composure awareness. Awareness composure?
Yeah, either one.
Yes.
The-
The
however,
way that I think the way
Okay.
that Roll20 does it is that you have to do the skill first.
Okay. And I have a 1. I add a 1.
add a 1 for a modifier. This is not only like, yeah, it's 100%. With 3 successes, yeah. You see there's it's not a brick. It's one of the smaller stones that are on the hand-built fence along the cemetery. That it's the mortar of it has come loose a little bit, and you kind of just shake it a little bit, and
She's not a practitioner by any means, but
Mhm.
she's lived for like the last 15 years in New Orleans. So after she closes the gate, she's going to grab a brick from sanctified ground and tap it across the gate line to put a thing of brick dust down.
Ooh.
and Jace, with your super special occult goodness,
Yeah.
and your instructor being who she is, your sire and mentor. Yeah, you recognize that that's not just some silly thing that Jem's doing with gummy bears in her hair. It's that makes sense. It's being respectful and being safe.
Yeah, he will just kind of like head cock a little bit. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and she'll put the brick down, turn around, look at Jason, give him a wink, and come join the group.
Yeah, and do you guys then open the gate again and go in? This gate's
Yes.
not closed.
No, this is once we're already in.
Oh, okay, that makes
I
more
thought
sense.
we were already in.
Got you. Yeah, and Lucy just kind of like you hear the music of her headphones kind of like fading in the distance as you guys walk around. I turn the scene over to you.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys are walking around these this crypt, if you will, these above ground burial sites of different ages and different architecture and different quality and different ages.
Do I have an inkling? Did Lucy and I talk about Camille at all?
In what capacity?
Like, would I know how old he is?
You would know that yes. You would also know that as you age, you get stronger. However, in the more recent nights, you are not the strongest. Like you're weaker than almost everyone else in New Orleans that was a vampire. Sorry, kindred.
Okay.
Was there something specific that you were asking if you had a kind of
Like,
conversation?
I want to know if she thinks he's buried here, or like if there's a stone for him here.
You wouldn't have talked about his that with her.
Okay.
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 Either it didn't come up, or she wouldn't have told you, or she doesn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys take the lead.
Yeah. I want to just kind of go to whatever I want to find as nondescript of a stone as possible and see like what might be hiding here in plain sight, but just as in a nondescript way.
In a nondescript way, or you would like to use your sight unseen?
I think.
Do you want to turn on your super duper see everything powers in the oldest graveyard?
Yes.
So that's the thing, right? It's like
that's the show now.
Fucking go for it.
But I don't think that he would think to do so yet, because we are so new to everything that it's not.
Here's what I will say. If you as a player thought of it,
I mean, yeah.
For a lot of things, like being able to find a rock, like a loose rock, and having the composure do so is one thing.
Yeah.
Having to be like, you know what? I have all these super duper magic powers, and I haven't had a chance to use them.
I mean,
yet.
fair.
Like you as a player,
fair. Then fuck that.
Your character will almost always have more knowledge than you as the player do.
Yeah. All right, then yeah. He'll go ahead and just like once we step in, like once we're through and the brick dust gets laid down, he'll just kind of, as we turn around, try and click that on and see what he can see.
Now that is a rouse check, if I'm not mistaken. It's your power. Is it a rouse check?
Hold on, let me double check.
I believe Sense the Unseen is.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're rousing the blood to see things that aren't there. So yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, apparently, no. Sense the Unseen is no rouse check.
Hey.
That's silly.
I'm drinking currently. Please use the power.
It's no rouse check.
The power of the chat compels you. Do it.
Okay.
Vampire can add their Auspex rating to their perception checks. So go ahead and make me. I love how it says perception checks and there's no such fucking thing.
I know.
Go ahead, roll me a perception check as your ability modifier.
Grab my D20.
Right.
Do me a favor and roll intelligence awareness or wits awareness.
Okay. And then add 1 for my Auspex.
Wits awareness is the perception check. I'm learning.
Yeah. Let's see.
Thank you, Reland. I appreciate you so much. You and Shanky, I really appreciate you.
And then 1 for blood potency and 1 for Auspex. because of the power.
What is your Auspex rating?
It's just a 1.
Oh, yeah, then yes.
Okay, got it. 2. Woof. Not too great.
Not too great. However, you succeeded. And you didn't. Yeah. So you look around, and guys, if you drink the perception check, you look around and you see. We're actually going to see what you see. I didn't think you would do this.
Okay.
Thank you. So you look around and you see shapes that weren't there a second ago. You see ghosts. You see dead people, my friend.
Yes.
For the 5th sense.
Also, they see you.
Oh shit.
Because
Oh.
they were already seeing you, but now you see them see you.
That's fair.
Sense the unseen. The vampire can detect things that are supernaturally invisible, like obfuscate users, invisible users, ghosts, or dormant blood sorcery spells. Who rolled what? What is this? Oh,
No, that was just me so that it's in a better
There you
format
go. Thank
than
you.
a single fucking line.
Sense the unseen. The senses of the vampire become attuned to dimensions beyond the mundane, allowing them to sense presences otherwise hidden from the naked eye. This can be anything from another vampire using obfuscate to someone using auspex to spy upon the character, to a ghost in the middle of the room. Dormant blood sorcery spells and rituals might also be found with this power. At the storyteller's discretion, cost blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there's nothing. Whenever there's something supernatural hiding in plain sight, the storyteller makes a hidden roll of wits auspex. We're not going to do that. You were in a graveyard.
Yeah.
You soon we'll be taking your training wheels off. Yeah. You look around and you start making eye contact with things that you know your friends, your coterie, your partners on this escapade cannot see.
Yep.
And when I say you make eye contact, heads turn to you and they don't break away.
Cool.
And there's about 5 or 6 that you see that are, kind of just maneuvering themselves around and through the crypts. And then they kind of just look around. And then they see you. And about 3 of them start walking towards you.
Oh no.
What?
He's just gonna kind of like, because he expected to see something,
Mhm.
and he knows that ghosts are a thing, and obviously we are in a cemetery.
Mhm.
But I think being noticed by them has caught him well off guard. And so because all he did is see them. He hasn't like interacted. And so I think that really caught him off guard. So he's just gonna like stand there frozen for a second, and like cock his head a little bit.
Mhm.
And then because Jem said what he nothing, it's fine. Keep looking around. And then he will just.
Do you try to act like you didn't see? You're just like, ha ha ha, oh, this is interesting.
No, because he's still staring at these ghosts, being like, what are they going to do? And how can I react to this? But at the same time, does not want to alert other people to
Do
ghosts.
you drop your sense the unseen, or do you keep it up?
Nope, he's going to keep it up. Let's play with fire, bitch.
Fair enough.
I love you, Matthew.
And what are the rest of you guys doing as all this is going on?
I think Addison is looking for, like, if there's like a big crypt, something that he might take inspiration from.
In what way do you mean, like artistically?
Artistically, yeah.
Yeah, we'll say let me stroll through St. Louis Cemetery number 1 a little bit. Characterized by ornate above ground tombs, a tradition that is owed to the tendency of bodies buried underground in the city, which famously sits below sea level. And
Is Marie Laveau's tomb
there are like
spectacular in any way?
there are like respectful signs for Marie Laveau's tomb. It's like a graveyard. It is. You see signs directing you towards it. You can't see it from where you're at, but you do see like, and go this way for Marie Laveau's. But there are beautiful tombs
He would
around.
head that way. I think he would kind of head that way, but kind of taking those things in because he does take inspiration from. I mean, that's why he's there. He's there to take inspiration from New Orleans
You see a
and
lot of
translate that
Catholic
into his business.
You see a lot of Catholic architecture, where some actually have the crucifix placed upon them, and none of you have those lovely little mythic flaws. So do you? Did you put a mythic flaw on your thing and not tell me, and then walk into a graveyard?
Like a
No,
fool.
I have the UV one.
Oh, okay. No, you're fine.
I have the UV, yeah,
I
I
have
have
wild
the UV
roses.
You have what?
Wild roses.
Got you. No,
Oh.
you're fine.
Why the fuck not?
Hell yeah.
I would say that specifically, like there are roses lying around, and you do kind of get the heebie-jeebies, Jim, but they're not living.
Not wild.
So as Addison walks off, what are the rest of you two doing? You see him notice a sign, and as he's walking, you see him notice the sign of Marie Laveau's tomb this way. But he's also taking in the sights around him. Jace is taking in the sights around him, but he doesn't look like he's enjoying himself.
He does not like what the sites have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Or what the site has to offer, I guess.
The other thing that I didn't mention is he's taking copious notes on his phone.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice. Jim, did you?
Yeah, you see Addison walk off, and Jace is kind of walking, but he's like looking at distinct areas, like not doing the head bob, but like he is.
Yeah. He's definitely looking up, not at like gravestones.
He's not
like,
looking at the stones. He's looking
and
past
also
them.
not.
He's looking in the
up
pathways.
at-
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna if like she mirrors behavior that she's around, and she was told specifically not to be weird.
That's fair.
So she can't be around Pigeon Boy right now. So she's gonna go with Addison, and she's been here before, so she's been to Laveau's tomb. So she's gonna, hey, do you want me to show you where it is?
And he just kind of puts one finger to her mouth and just says, "Shh. If you're going to come, do what you must. Be quiet."
You can handle that however you would like to, Jim.
So happy right now. Oh my god.
Well, she's gonna walk next to him, but she's gonna have a handout in his line of sight.
Addison is going to be completely oblivious to.
She'll
No,
put
he
it
notices that it's there.
in front of his phone.
And then he just turns to her. Christians, can I help you?
Yes, we need to discuss payment for this evening.
Say that one more time. My internet's being shitty.
We need to discuss payment for this evening.
Your payment was my consultation on your beautiful necklace.
Right, and I've been modeling an Addison original all throughout New Orleans all night. I need compensation.
Is my name anywhere to be found? Who do you know that would buy that?
Do you not trust your work? This is amazing.
He just starts walking away from her.
Okay. I'm gonna get your money. I'm gonna get your money, son. She'll follow him.
And he kind of laser beams to her and says, "Shh."
You sh-
And Jace, right about then, as she screams, you start to see more of these ghosts walk out and kind of look towards where the sound is and then see you and then start walking. Now, the first three, there's one that's leading the other two. Now, I say leading. There's one that's in front,
Okay.
and it's about 5 feet away.
How distinct do these ghosts look? Like, is it hazy, vaguely humanoid figure?
No,
Or is it
they are
clothes and
they're people. They are translucent, but they have clothes and they have faces and they have eyes that are looking right at yours.
What style?
As I look up Wraith, World of Darkness.
Oh, no. What style dress are they in?
Different ages, different
the
periods.
3 of them?
Mm-hmm. They're all roughly different periods of dress.
Okay. He will kind of nod to them.
A coherent body of plasm, the substance that makes up the majority of the underworld. Non-material stuff, and the Wraith's corpus, their body equivalent, can be changed, blah, 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 blah. They look like people.
Okay, cool.
They're
cool.
definitely like you just walked into a haunted house, except you can see through these people.
Cool.
Ish.
He will nod to them and then take a step to the side and try and continue on and let them just walk past.
No.
Oh,
No.
cool.
The one steps in front of you and the two block your path. And Siren is roughly behind you. Like, not like, whoop, but you start trying to walk nonchalantly out of the direction and he stops right in front of you, Siren.
Jace, can I help you, buddy?
Not sure. Still trying to figure that out.
And the first one reaches an arm out to you slowly, non-threateningly. Like there's no like, ah!
Yeah, sure.
Definitely more nonchalantly than the embrace of, he's not like, ah! But
That's the standard now, though.
Yes.
Like that's
it's not a Vegas
on a scale
reach.
of 1
Yes,
to
a
Vegas.
Vegas
Where are
reach.
we?
It's about a 2. Like he's and
Okay.
you see it's he's dressed in a suit, but he has a military-esque haircut,
Okay.
and he just kind of reaches out.
Oh man. Can I do a check? Maybe like an occult something.
For what? What would you like to make a check for?
Because Matthew does
Mhm.
not know if
And you think I
this
do?
is
That is
a-
adorable.
I know, but if this is something that is like abort mission, or if this is
Manageable.
see what happens and it's maybe manageable.
I would say that the only way to know that, you can make me a composure occult.
Okay.
Does
okay.
Jace say fuck it, I want to see, or fuck this shit, I'm out?
Yeah.
Now's the moment we really find out who we are.
Yeah, and I mean he has to know. So
That is part of your
fuck it.
issue.
So
yeah.
so he's just gonna fuck it. He's just gonna see what happens.
Do you have any specialties that would
yeah,
that would help that out?
No.
Okay, so to go
because
ahead
his
and roll
specialties
your
in
composure
occult
occult with a +1.
All right, you got it. Composure. Submit.
No, I'm gonna roll your blood magic skill occult specialty.
Ooh, okay, got
Give
it.
me that.
So that's I think just another 2, right? So total. Okay, so 5. 5 successes.
5 successes. You're in dangerous water, and the longer that insulting one or reaching out in an area like this, probably not the best idea.
All right. Then just before any sort of contact will happen, like he's he's playing chicken with this ghost, but just before any sort of contact can happen, he'll go ahead and try and turn it off.
Okay. And you do your somewhat glazed eyesight just kind of returns, and you kind of shake your head a little bit to come out of it. Just as you feel this coldness touch your chest and wash through your entire undead body. So what I'd like you to do is keep in mind that until I tell you otherwise, where did it go?
Gotta learn something.
Where did it go? I had it up and then I was looking somewhere else. And
Yep.
You have a 2-dot flaw until I tell you otherwise.
Okay.
One, you are currently despised.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and add that flaw as a temporary. One group or region of the city lives only to thwart you and your faction.
Oh my god.
Subtract 2 dice from dice pools attempting to convince a neutral actor of that group to support you politically or do you a favor. The storyteller should take any opportunity to involve your haters in the story.
Any opportunity, great.
I lit. Cool. Gotta learn somehow.
This
And
is how.
so Siren asked you, like, you good?
Yeah.
Insight check the shit out of that.
Do it.
I didn't get to do it. I didn't get to do it earlier.
Jace, go ahead and roll me a manipulation subterfuge, because you are definitely, in fact, not fucking good at all.
What attribute would you like me to add to this?
Crazy.
Well, for you, not Gem. I would like you to do. You can either do wits or intelligence, and then
Those were
insight.
literally the two that I was thinking.
Well, wits insight or intelligence insight.
I'm gonna do wits insight. That's fun for me.
With a +1.
With a +1.
Yeah, because
Sorry.
your blood potency. That's fine. Yeah, you know he's lying to you.
But sure, okay.
Yeah.
But I can't tell why.
Yeah, you can't tell why. You just know that Witchy Boy is not digging the current state of mind.
She will oh, this might get me in trouble. Casually, just arm around his shoulder. It's like, I saw some cool tombstones over by the group. She maybe just thinks he's skeezed out by the reality of the graveyard. I don't know why, but like he's not okay. It's like, I think I saw some cool headstones. Maybe check out like over closer to the group.
Yeah. And you guys start walking around. Now, Addison and Jim, as you guys start walking towards as you start following the signs, there's no roll to be made. You start hearing stone on stone sounds.
Yikes.
Like not all around you, but definitely coming from a direction. And it's in the direction that you guys are currently walking in. It's kind of to the right, but it's in the direction you're going to, and you hear stone on stone or metal on stone, maybe. It's definitely an abrasive scraping sound.
Like one of the boxes is opening?
It could be. You don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's stone on stone or metal on stone, something like that. Anything?
She's gonna put an arm on him and stop him.
Do we know where what's her name went?
Lucy? Lucy's standing at the very front gate. She never came in with you guys.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Listen to them. The children of the night. What music they make. And then above one of the taller standing tombs, you guys haven't made it to Marie Laveau's tomb. You see, well, if you click on the Nosferatu handout, you see who you see. A very large, muscular form, crouched on the roof of one of the tombs. And where there would be a cross, the top part is knocked off. You don't see it around, it's just not there. And you see someone resting their head. A scaled face, green of skin, golden colored eyes, and a mouth that goes terrifyingly wide. You've seen this individual before. He was the one that was addressed as Primagen. The night of your embrace in the clubhouse, who showed deference to the prince. He was the one that said that Addison was supposed to be one of their Cleopatras. You know that this is the Primagen of the Nosferatu. Welcome. And Addison, he nods to you. Thank you for your payment.
Fuck.
Jason's like,
Duh!
so what do you guys do? You guys have... Jason, you are probably not in the best
No.
mindset at the moment, but I turn it over to you all. You've been greeted. You all know that the cemeteries are the Nosferatus. I don't want to say settlements, but the
Domain for all intents and purposes.
The unclaimed domain, like it's theirs, and ain't nobody fucking taking it away from them, because who fucking, like, who wants it?
Yeah, exactly.
Weirdly, as with years of etiquette training kicking in, weirdly, back a little straighter, attitude a little less sassy.
How about you roll me a composure etiquette?
That's a better choice. We'll figure out how well she does
with your 1 dot of composure and 0 dot of etiquette.
Fuck you.
I will say this though: you may use. You can use one of your specialties from today.
Thank you. Yes. You know what? I shall.
So 1 for specialty and 1 for your blood potency. And then essentially your 1 dot of composure.
Thank you. Composure and nothing else.
And since Addison has had much more formal training.
Fucking nothing.
You got nothing. You do try though. I mean, you try to, like, you're a little fucking freaked out, but you do try to kind of adjust yourself, understand that you have this important figure in front of you, and you shut the fuck up. Which is probably to be, like, expected of you. Now, for Addison, you understand that this is a low clan compared to the social rankings of the kindred in New Orleans. However, you also understand that this is the Primagen of one of those low clans, which means regardless of where you sit in your clan, you will always sit lower than he does.
Yeah.
In the scheme of things. And you know to
respect him.
Respectfully show deference without, like, you're still going to be you.
Yeah.
But you understand, like, probably not the...
Yeah, it's
not the time. Jen,
Yeah.
You were told that these guys mean fucking business.
Yep.
That's kind of it. You were told like, okay, who they are, what their kind of role is. They like to spy. They like to get information. However, like they also take care of people in the city. They take care of a lot of the mental health in the city. So like, you've got that in mind, Jace. In mind specifically with this, you understand what a primagen is. You understand that, especially in New Orleans, the Tremere have a pretty solid working relationship with the Nosferatu.
Yep.
Materials are usually exchanged. I say materials, bodies. Are usually exchanged for information, services, boons,
Yeah.
or other materials needed.
Sure. Okay.
And then he says, "Welcome," and with that information in mind, what do you guys do?
I think Addison kind of, with as much composure and elegance and etiquette as he can, and really kind of puts on that showman and says,
I will say before you go any further, you would have also been told the names of all the primagen to use in situations where primagen of the Nosferatu, how are you? Like, you know that this individual's name is aptly Grin.
Yeah.
Grin.
He has that large.
Thank you, handouts and all time.
Yes. Everything in the handouts you guys know.
In the character sheets tab, Megan, the little newspaper, it's down below.
Okay.
Clans and
I was
NPCs.
going through
Yes.
the Discord. I was like,
So I didn't want to interrupt you, but I also didn't want you to like put it in canon and you're like, hello, primagen. But,
Right.
Oh, Kevin. Like,
Hello, Marty.
what's up, Bob? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Can we retcon it?
Wait,
Yeah,
what? Players need to read handouts? Well, that's to be fair. I also updated them like 20 minutes before we went live.
Yeah.
and didn't tell anyone but me and Matthew they were going up because we were with him when he was uploading them.
Yeah.
So like,
Yep.
that's not on us, buddy.
So yes, you guys run into the primagen Nosferatu Grin. And Addison, you do what again?
I'm going to greet him, hello, Grin, and I kind of introduce
hold
who
on.
we
You-
are
you-
and why we're there.
You're lagging a little bit. So you told him like you greeted him as Mr. Grin and then explained kind of why you were there. Where is the little one?
Yeah.
And Grin looks at you, Jem, and says, "Where's the little one?"
And as with as much
No, go ahead, Addison. I think we lost Addison for a second.
So too. Yep.
Addison's on a work
Internet.
trip and at a hotel. And if you guys have ever been to a hotel, you guys know that it's a
I
wonderful.
don't think you react.
Oh,
Addison is shockingly
Haunted.
composed.
He's a whole ass robot.
he is.
There we go.
Although, to be quite honest, props for like playing
Fuck
on a
yes.
work trip. Like,
Hell yeah.
mad props to David for being
Hell
like,
yeah.
I'm at work, out of town. I'm gonna play anyway. The bar is up here. All tabletop players forever.
So Jem, he smile or Addison, he smiles at you, that large big grin when you say his name. You were taught well, and you paid exorbitantly well. Just
Addison just kind of
remember,
nods his head.
remember, not everything is, and no one is, what they seem, little suit. And then he looks at Jem and he does say, "Where's the little one? Your shadow.
Not here.
Where?"
On the other side.
And he looks around. You've started killing already. Making the dead people on the other side joke.
Right.
And
She's
he nods.
terrified. She
Yes.
actually has like the K drama.
He will notice that and smile. She's waiting outside the gate.
She
I know.
actually has like a fistful of Addison's like
Sleeves.
and just kind of
Addison reacts to that and kind of he removes her hand from his shirt. It's a very expensive shirt.
Yes.
But he does. He grabs her hand with the opposite hand. So he grabs it with that, and then he kind of just holds her hand down to his side for an extra couple seconds.
So like an additional comfort before he lets go.
Yes.
Before he yeets her.
Pushes
hand.
her.
Well, I don't get to like I don't get that impression. But he looks from you and notices that, raises an eyebrow to you, Addison, and then looks to Jace. Little witch. Hello.
Hello, Grin. How's it going?
Do I terrify you all that much? And he looks around to all of you. Because while Addison is composed, Jem is not. And neither is Jace.
Yeah.
And then he looks to you, Siren, and goes, well, what is it, Songbird? You were muted. There you go.
I rolled shit. She can't get words out.
That's fair.
Jace will it's, if you don't mind me saying, it's less you and more and he will look around to the cemetery. Just everything.
Did you see something that you weren't supposed to see, little witch?
Not sure yet.
No, you'll find out. And then he reaches in front of the tomb that he is perched on. And you see that his arm is not only muscular, but it is like gorilla length long. And he very easily pulls the tomb door open. And he climbs down. What are your names? And he looks to you, Addison.
Addison Claiborne, at your service.
And he very, like, he doesn't stop making eye contact, but he nods his head. And then very quickly looks to you, Jem.
Jennifer Graham.
And nods. Looks at you, Jace.
Jace Campbell.
Find your song, songbird.
Yes, Siren, thanks.
No. And he starts walking a little bit closer to you. And there is the stereotypical, you're a Toreador.
Yeah.
He knows that you are a Toreador. However, with that being said, does his physical repulsion affect your bane?
Oh shit. Wrote it down.
Oh.
I don't think so.
It does not.
No, because no.
However, for the viewers at home, without giving too much away, she is a certain bloodline of Toreador that doesn't show the same veins as the other Toreador. However, both her sire and some of her other instructors would have told her about the Toreador expectations of Bane.
So she pretends like it does.
If you would like to pretend, like, are you? That's another thing. You have fear. He is 6'6", and if you thought that Vegas was a large man, he could yeet Vegas. He just pulled like a 400-pound slab of stone very easily to the side. Like you would open a door. He's just...
Listen, if you close your eyes, it's totally fine.
So what I would like you to do...
He is Thousand.
What I would like you to do... You've got shit and composure. You know what?
I know, thanks. There was a
we're
story
going to
reason
give
for
you-
that.
Roll a willpower.
Oh my god. No,
Roll
there was a story
willpower.
reason
I
for
want
the
to see.
composure.
There's 2 steps to this,
Oh,
but
fuck.
I want you to roll a willpower check to see if you get to the second step.
Come
Do you have any
on.
modifiers on this?
No, not for willpower.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay.
2.
No, you have 2 successes.
Okay.
Now I want you to roll. I want you to roll manipulation subterfuge with your specialty.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Oh, fucking. Come on. Stop it. Oh, it's because I don't have any in that. Thank you.
Yeah, you can't lie worth shit.
Thanks so much.
I didn't
Love
choose your
that.
dots for you.
Love that.
0.
Oh. But it also says that you rolled 0 dice.
Why? I have manipulation points.
Yeah, let me.
Oh, hold on. I may have figured it out. It's
Wow, you rolled 5 dice.
I didn't give it the modifier though. Hold on. I was typing too fast. Essentially
Okay,
for the
then
second
roll
attribute, it
1
can't be
dice.
blank.
Roll 1 die.
Okay.
Interesting.
Just roll a
Roll
die.
1d10.
Thank you. Hold on. Okay.
Okay, so you only have your 1 success, but you do have a success.
Okay.
So what he's going to do,
No.
fair. Okay.
Hmm.
So he, out of his dice, also only had 1 success.
Thank God.
How in the fuck that happens, I have no idea.
The magic of storytelling.
Apparently.
Dice.
So the tie goes to the player, and it goes to the actor. Yes. The tie will always go to the player because you're real. He's not.
Thank you.
And while you're not acting as much as like disgusted as he would probably think, you're acting like repulsingly afraid of being in
Good.
his near presence, and that is enough to have him enjoy his moment.
Hmm.
I would like
Good.
you to leave me something. And he looks to all 4 of you. Leave me inspiration. And he looks at you, Addison. Wisdom. And looks at you, Jem. A secret, which maybe a song. And then he walks the fuck away and leaves you all 4 standing in front of this open tomb. What are you writing down, Jace? You're
A
taking
poem.
notes?
No, I'm writing
Oh
a
my
poem.
god. I want you're fucking making me
The shape of him.
you and your stupid poems. All right.
He said,
For those of you
leave
guys who
him
weren't
some
around for
inspiration.
session 0, Jace writes bad poetry, usually, and sometimes in shapes of like hearts
Did we
and
establish
such.
it was bad, or is it
Yes,
just
we did.
poetry?
Yeah, he said it was bad. Like
We
he said,
established that it was bad.
it was not good. I would like you to roll a. What would you roll? Because you have nothing in craft.
Nope.
Let's see. What do you have? You know what?
Uh-huh. I mean, just a charisma. Like normally, like maybe a craft charisma, but
I want you to
don't
do a
have
charisma
that.
craft. It will make
Okay.
sense that you are bad at poetry to craft a bad poem.
yeah. And then 1 for my blood potency.
And while he's doing this, what else are you guys doing? Okay. You only had one success. Give me the general feel for this poem. You
it's-
craft the words in the way that, like,
Sure,
obviously
sure,
not
sure.
the best time tonight.
No.
But
It's gonna be a free form poem, which is really like there is not gonna be a rhyme scheme because Homeboy's not.
but what do you
thinking of
what
it.
topic?
But
What do you?
It's gonna be about things that go bump in the night.
There.
Like about scary things that go bump in the night.
There.
And that's gonna be it.
And so Shanky and Raylan they bring up a good point that Roll20 is rolling low tonight. We've seen that with the PvP as well. I will say though that a lot of these rolls they've been making tonight, they will find out what they're good at and stop trying to make rolls where they have 0 points in anything.
You would
Yes.
think that, but we've been playing D&D together, some of us, for like
That's
6
true.
years, and that has yet to fucking happen.
It does fit the narrative
So-
specifically for Jace's poetry though. Like he wants to be a poet, but
No,
he
I mean,
sucks at poetry.
yeah.
So Jim, what do you? So you leave your bump in the night poem,
Hell yeah.
Jim. What do you leave?
I don't know. I think I have to leave my rope.
No.
He said wisdom.
A
Well,
song.
It's a rope, not wisdom.
It's that was what he said, but it was more along the lines of clan. Like he was giving her a subtle nod to wisdom. But we can come back to you if Addison or Siren have anything prepared.
I'm not ready.
What was the thing he asked of me?
Inspiration.
He asked for inspiration.
Inspiration.
Because like yes, they know your clan, but they also like they were also there the night you were embraced, and he knows that who you are, what your skill set, who you are. And anything he didn't know about you has probably been found out by now.
Could I leave him like
You could leave him your cell phone.
I want to leave him like a business card with a note.
Yeah, if you have business cards on you, I'm assuming that you would.
Addison
Yeah.
always would have business cards on him.
It's
So-
Addison.
Yeah. He pulls out his pocketbook and he writes a note that says, "Let's meet."
There.
Interesting.
Does it have your card, your phone number on it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Yeah, fair. So you leave him your business card with your cell phone number, and does it have your address on there at all? Is it like a New Orleans resident or business,
It
or
has-
is it just
It has the address to his office.
okay? Then it was just like Addison, and then okay,
Find me.
Siren or Gem.
Okay. Okay. I think, yeah, she's gonna. I've decided she's Addison's problem now. Shouldn't have made that little babysitting comment, my man. While he's got his stuff out, she's going to grab another business card and wait until Jace is done with his pen, and then scratch out the front with all of Addison's information, flip it over, and write the address of Sela D.
Okay.
Please deliver one vinyl copy of The Illusionary Movements of Geraldine and Nazu by J. Ralph to she writes like a quick note to Jerry, her old boss,
Okay.
and signs it Gem.
So
And-
that
and-
would be
yeah.
so like he could get a CD
It's a specific album. It's a
Okay.
but vinyl because it's
because it's
much
vinyl.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. This particular one is, but she thinks it's the perfect music for graveyard.
Fair enough. And Siren.
Yeah. She has been working on
I mean, I know
So-
what you usually carry on you, and I'm wondering.
me or her. The tits.
Siren.
That's not a song.
No, it didn't have to be a song. He was addressing you as a member of clans.
Yeah.
She has she has not
Want to leave him a drumstick?
I was about let me goddamn get there. She has not put down the drumstick she was supposed to be using at that show yet. She has had them in her back pocket like for a
Yeah.
week or however long they've been studying. And she just couple taps like quietly to herself like she's counting down before a song again, like she used to.
The song that you hear.
Yeah. What?
The song that never goes away.
Do I have to tell them what it is yet?
No.
Okay,
no.
good. Yeah, no, but it's
what I'm saying is like you start to tap and then you realize
that it's
that it's that.
and she cannot bring herself to get closer to him, so she mic drops.
Oh,
the-
he's walked away. Like he's
Okay,
completely.
good.
He
She
opened the tomb for you guys to put some things inside.
Okay, good. Then she does so with both of them.
Okay. And then you watch as it slides shut.
Oh God, no.
And then you guys are left alone. And we will give you the last little bit of the scene as you guys start walking out. Unless you guys would like to explore some more of this.
Let's get out.
I mean, I don't
I
want
think
to tell you
Siren's
ready
as
to
you walk
go.
out if you're not going to walk out, but like,
I think Addison is walking with a renewed. He's very inspired and has kind of more pep in his step, and you can see him like frantically typing something in his notes app.
What a fucking weirdo.
Amazing.
says the dude who wanted to look at ghosts.
You know.
He just wanted to know if the ghosts were there, and that's a legitimate
Different
concern.
brand.
No,
of-
he would
different
know that
brand of
ghosts are
weird.
not a good thing.
Yeah, but if I'm going into a house that might have spiders that are poisonous, and I want to know if the spiders that are poisonous are there, so I can be careful, I'd want to fucking know.
That's fair.
Because, like,
That's
just
fair.
because you don't know they're there doesn't mean they can't kill you.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That is true. Jace just wants to be out of the cemetery. So he's leading the charge,
That's fair.
as it were.
Everybody else kind of following the leader here.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
shaking and like Lady Macbething her hands the entire way out.
Out damn spot.
Yeah, hats off to well, Shanky said it, but wraiths get really angry when you realize you see them.
Right.
Hats off to Jace here for throwing something at me I was not prepared for, even when I knew we were
Hell
going to
yeah,
a graveyard.
bitch.
Just be prepared. We're looking into wraiths this week. Also,
Great.
if you need a good wraith story on the McStabber Studios YouTube, you can find out all kinds of things about wraiths, and
Ooh.
it's going to hurt your feelings. But if you can tough it out, it's good. So does everybody
Hell yeah.
follow Jace out?
Yes. God, yes.
Okay, Jace, you come to the wrought iron gates, and Lucy's standing in front of you inside the gates.
Hmm.
She came in.
Okay.
And you could tell that she's just got this big grin on her face. How'd it go?
That was the worst hazing ritual I've ever been a part of, and I belong to 6 sororities.
It was great. Can we leave?
You could spend the night.
That's all right.
But usually, like, witches love graveyards.
That's stereotyping.
And she looks at you like you are obviously still shocked, and
Yes.
she gets it.
Yeah. And he'll just kind of chuckle and
Gotta risk it for the biscuit.
and then well, maybe the next one.
And the next one it is Ruby,
no, it's gonna be
Sapphire,
worse.
Diamond. How was your trip? Did you like the tour? Very like, yeah. And she leans close. It's okay. It's not that bad.
She whispers back, and like her voice is shaking. She was like genuinely wide-eyed, just like, I couldn't figure out his song.
Oh
It's fair.
no!
And she's just she's trying not to cry and look like a
That's
meek
fair.
in front of everybody else. So she like straightens up and
And Addison, she reaches out a hand to you. Sir, how was your tour? She reaches out like very like business-like, reaches out a hand.
He shakes her hand and says, "Productive."
And you get your $100 back. But it
Oh.
is wet.
Gross.
And it's you feel it. It's like you get $100 to spit on it right back to you.
Ah.
And he just hands it to Jem. And he takes her hand, closes it around the gross, slimy $100 bill.
Because she asked you for payment.
For your trouble, John.
Oh my God. I'm so happy with this dynamic.
You did ask for payment though.
yeah, she did. She doesn't even look at him. She just puts it in her pocket and like wipes it off. However, I would like to point out I've now got 3 feet of rope and $100.
The
Wait,
hashtag
oh,
of
I
my inventory keep getting
episode.
longer.
I don't know.
3 episodes from now, she's got the entire Ventura building in her pocket.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a long con, man.
Yeah.
Are there still slimy gummy bears in your pockets? Is my question.
Sticking to the dollars now.
Yeah.
Many pockets. I mean, they're girl pockets, so they're like this big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can fit like 2 gummy bears in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got pockets though. And she goes, all right, so stay on the sidewalk. And you guys start walking. And we have about 15 more minutes left. If there's anything you guys want to talk about or ask her or anything else like that. Where should we go next? On
I
our
don't know.
tour.
Are we
While we're
so-
walking. Oh, go ahead.
are we planning on visiting, and do we have to check off lists of clan important people?
Well, I have my
during this?
list. I mean, it depends if you think it's important. I know they are with Lucy, the Malkavian. I wouldn't say she's not the primagen. You guys know that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the prince be the primagen?
He's not. He said he wasn't.
No.
No. The prince is
Okay.
the prince, and
I know. I was freaked out.
the prince is the prince, and he has a primagen council of a variety of clans. You may not have a primagen. A primagen council of representatives, and Camille most definitely has his. You do have a Malkavian primagen. It is the other third Malkavian that you haven't met yet.
Mhm.
They're one. That's their name. Mio, Lucy, and the other one.
Mhm. Some cities do
And
not appoint
Peggy.
a primagen.
And
at the same
that
time.
guy.
The reason, so a little bit of lore that Sway is homebrewing is the fact that A whip shadow, yeah. She is specifically the coterie shadow. She is kind of sort of the whip for Hancock, which is the primagen of the Malkavians. But it was highly suggested by the Primagen Council that the older of the three Malkavians, Hancock, since the prince is so young, that all clans inside the city that declare themselves Camarilla would have a voice in rebuilding the city. So that's why you have clans that aren't necessarily Camarilla anymore, metaplot large lore-wise. They do have Camarilla representatives inside the city because they have essentially a constituency. Not all clans. All clans that decided they wanted to saddle up with the Ivory Tower. So, yes, you... Depends what you think is important people, but yes, there are some people that we would like you to meet. And by like you to meet, you have a tour to complete. And she looks at Jem. That's a song. It's a song now. It rhymed. It's a song.
Not all songs rhyme.
The best ones do.
I look at Jason and go, Jace, that's how you make a rhyme.
Not all poems have to rhyme.
But the best ones do. What? And she looks like visibly frustrated that you think that the songs, not that songs don't have to rhyme, but that poetry doesn't have to rhyme. Okay.
It depends on
what are we now?
genre of
Shush.
poetry.
Where are we going? What's next?
You're the one with the list. What do you think is most important?
And she gives you the biggest fucking smile ever.
What did I do?
Put her in charge.
Yeah. You know what? He's seeing ghosts. I get to decide the chaos being is leading the tour.
Oh, and that's the thing is, let's go see something haunted. Well, you definitely just you got it, Jace. You got it.
Yeah.
You got what you wanted.
That was
And so over the course of the next few sessions and nights, you are going to have to give yourself I don't say give yourself up. You will have to what is the word? Produce yourselves to the Primagen.
Okay.
So the next stop, and Lucy goes, I think that we all need a little bit more music in our life, Siren. And we are going to go to the Opera House.
Oh.
And Siren, you know this is the Women's Opera Guild House. And that your Primagen is the next up on the list.
I said something and then it happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You did this.
Look at me. I'm keeping my mouth. Look at me. I'm sitting here quiet.
Like, here comes a consequence.
And up pulls actually Rebecca Chase's driver. And behind Rebecca Chase's driver, and she's not there, is Vegas Laughlin's driver. And they're both Escalades. Like Iris probably would have gave you like a Ford Explorer, but the Toreador and Ventru, they have Escalades. Now there's enough for you both, for all four of you to fit into one vehicle or both. However you guys want to split the party.
Siren automatically gravitates towards Vegas's car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is home turf, and she has spare drumsticks stashed beneath the seat.
100%.
So she's
100%.
going there because that's where her shit is.
So who rides with who? Or are you both taking the same one?
Wherever Lucy goes.
I've seen what happens there, though.
That's fair.
She's just standing there. Lucy's just standing there.
She's not getting in a car?
She's not going to, no.
Mom.
She can probably turn into a bat and fly.
That's racist.
She's a new vamp. She doesn't know the rules yet, okay? It's ignorant. It's not.
That's ignorance, yeah.
She'll get in the car with Siren.
Addison, Jace?
Where's Addison going? Is he? I assume Rebecca Chase's car.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comfort
Just
zones.
because it feels weird to leave one person alone, Jace will go with Addison and annoy him.
I think
Thank you
Addison,
guys so much for splitting my party.
You're welcome.
I think
For
Addison
bringing us 2 cars.
is irritated that Jace gets in the car with them.
Oh,
Good.
God. Yes.
Good.
That's fair.
Amazing. Amazing.
So so we will end tonight with we'll give you both cars the chance to talk. And I know y'all's real life gender preferences, but like the guys and the gals, if that's like, I know Jace is he them. But we definitely just split the party. We'll start with Siren and Jem. Do you guys want to have a little conversation before we leave?
Mike?
Sure. What do you want to
Yeah.
talk about?
So this is their first time
On
alone.
brand.
No, this is their first time alone from literally the brief moment they had when they're tied up, where it's,
Yeah.
I saw you at that show, right? Yeah, I did. So Siren she's got the sticks
Hey, I know you.
and she's just drumming on the seat like she does sometimes. And she's like, oh, so you saw Corkscrew play over at the lounge, right? That's the show that you were at, right? She just like talks music with her. Like that's just
Yeah.
her in. And she's like, I'm just whipping fake band names at you.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
Jem,
yeah.
what's funny is like she said Corkscrew. You definitely know the band is Corkscrew.
Mhm.
Huh.
And
Sure.
they've gotten a lot of flack for like, oh, it's a punny name, and then like, is it though? Like it's this like goth emo band of like
Yeah.
of dubious entendre songs.
Amazing.
Yeah. Remember that little kid Thor? Like he's their lead singer.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Thanks. I hate them.
You're welcome.
I meant to make the joke corkscrew, corkscrew, vampires, and I was like, oh, I meant a necrophilia joke. So we're gonna run with it.
Fine.
Oh, that you run with. All right, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw you a lot at Rudy's whenever you were there.
It's a nice place. You been back
Yeah.
since all this?
Hmm?
You been back to work since all this? Or you just kind of been stuck?
No.
I've been kind of stuck at home.
And Jem, you get
no.
a text on your phone,
Oh no.
and it is from an unknown number. Proud of you. And it's just a little like bear face.
Was it?
Yeah, Jem gets a text.
Oh.
Proud of you.
It's a bear face.
It's a little bear face. And about the same time, Addison, I know we're jumping from car to car.
Good.
You get a text from your phone, and again, an unknown number. Smile. And that's all you get. And then we're gonna go back to Siren.
Who's just drumming away her discomfort.
Okay, then we'll switch cars.
I'm
And
good.
Addison and Jace, is there anything you guys want to talk about?
I think Addison literally just is ignoring Chase's existence and talks to Rebecca.
No, Rebecca's not there. It's just her driver.
Oh, it's just her driver.
Yeah,
Does
basically,
he know
Even
your
her?
worse.
two sires sent you escorts because you get the impression that Lucy is going to go her fucking own way, and she doesn't feel like sitting in a car with all you guys.
Gotcha. Do I know that driver?
You would know that his name was Thomas, and that he was a ghoul.
Okay.
Now, excuse me. As far as his, you would know what ghouls are as well. Like, that would have
Yep.
been part of your instruction. You're aware that his name is Thomas. You do not know his last name. You know that he is one of Rebecca's drivers, and that you haven't really seen him much. Now, you guys, all of you, aside from Jace, were pretty much in Haven the entire last week. So, as far as what his skill set is, you don't know. You just know his name is Thomas. because in passing she said maybe I'll have Thomas take us here so you can learn.
I think Addison addresses him and Thomas, was it?
Yes. Do you need something, sir?
I'd like to know where you're taking me.
It has been arranged that we will take you, and he kind of like looks in rearview mirror and kind of like nods to the car behind him. Because of course Rebecca Chase's driver is in front. Of course. That we will be taking you to meet the artists of the city, specifically one of renown and importance in your society, sir.
If you paid attention to Lucy, you would know that.
Speak when you're spoken to.
Man, pissing off the Tremere. Oh, on a ghost day as well. Okay. I want to look at your
Thank you,
sheet. I want to look at your
Thomas.
sheet, Jace.
Uh-huh.
This is perfect.
I want to look at your sheet real quick. Because I believe I saw something that would. No? Okay.
Well, this does sound of use to me.
And he doesn't respond. He nods his head to you and turns back forward.
Addison continues into his phone and he has like an Illustrator app on his phone that he's illustrating some things on. He's doing some sketches.
Gentlemen, is there anything that you require before we stop off at the Women's Opera Guild House?
No, thank you so much for the ride.
Of course, sir.
That'll be all, Thomas.
Thank you, sir. And you guys continue driving. Yes, I want a puppy. Awesome reference, by the way. It was a good. Just wanted to see if you'd give me a puppy. I like cats better. And you guys got the impression like he was offering to, if you needed to stop for takeout before you got anywhere.
Sure.
Jem and Siren, you most definitely did not get that option.
Never mind.
What?
Nope, nothing.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just cause she, yes,
Go ahead.
just brushing up on my opera knowledge. It's been a while.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, opera with the drums. I like it.
She's doing the Nick Cannon drum line to help her think, which is a deep New Girl reference. Used to do the drum line from the Nick Cannon solo from Drumline when he's stressed.
It's a
but
good
no,
movie,
she's
by the
trying
way, if you guys haven't seen it in a while.
trying to remember just facts and numbers and like any operas ever besides what is it, Carmela or something. Like she's Carmen, that's what I thought, and then my brain went to wrestling instead, and it inserted Carmela. It's not the thing. So she's just trying to brush up on her opera knowledge.
And as you do that, you're
sing some for you.
I believe that actually. I'm good. I'm more trying to go through like names and dates. And do you know any of those off the top of your head? Let's
Not
quiz
names
me.
and dates, but I can listen stuff and some songs. My best friend in college was an opera major.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's rap about that.
and with
Absolutely.
that conversation,
Later mouse for 15 fucking hours.
and you guys talk about and you have the two musicians
Yes.
in a variety of ways. And then you have you have Addison and Jace on the other.
You have the asshole and the idiot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you're an idiot. You like
The
to push
idiot.
you like to push red buttons. It's fine.
This is true.
Amazing.
So players and viewers, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I do have one last thing that I wanted to do tonight. With recent I have my own Eleanor. His name is Jace. Likes to push big red buttons. recently in this last week, some things have caught the social media and the public eyes. And I wanted to go ahead and put a link in chat to a organization and charity that I usually do a fundraiser every year for. And it is rain.org and is the National Sexual Assault Hotline. It is free, it's confidential. It is the one hotline that the American military uses for every single survivor of the worst night of their life. And with everything that's currently happening, there are tons of hotlines and tons of help out there for anything that you might need. RAIN is the one that I will always recommend. It's in my link tree. We do a fundraiser every year. We'll be doing one in August. I'll be doing one in August. They do more help than anyone who hasn't used them could ever understand. So the number is super simple, 800-656-HOPE, rain with 2 N's.org. And if you ever were Googling help for the worst day of you or someone you know's life, that is the first reference that always pops up. Without getting into too much, I wanted to throw that out there for you guys. And I love you. I appreciate you. And players, vampies, my little family. Is there anything you guys would like to say before we sign off?
Caitlin.
I should listen to Tom Waits. He's really cool.
I was gonna bring
Oh,
that
yeah,
up,
there's-
but next week, next time. You.
Hate it.
Ah,
Thanks for hanging out.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
We love
All
it.
right. We're going to go ahead and drop the Discord link in chat if it is.
There is a command, yeah.
Come hang out with us on Discord. We love getting little live feeds. We have a lot of, we have a few pieces of fan art that have come in over the week. We'd love to share off with you guys. If you guys have any fan art or anything that you want to, your viewership is what matters the most, aside from, thank you guys so much for following tonight. We had a couple new followers and a couple new subscribers and a couple new resubs. And we lost Pixie's camera clarity again.
Fuck
She's a
you.
vampire. She's technically
We
a
like
little
it.
somber, you guys. It doesn't work. You can't see her at all. But yeah, you guys, we can drop some arts breeder character art that we've come up with.
Yeah.
But if you guys have anything you would like to share with us, there you go. Thank you so much, Shanky. That is Rain's hotline right there.
Mhm.
But if there's anything you guys want to share with us, feel free. Like I said last time, I don't care if they're stick figures, it would still make me happy. So we're gonna sign off. Everybody say good night. And we will see you soon.